Hello and welcome to the Grand Prix show, brought to you by Equiratings. A fabulous night of competition ahead of us, and the sun is just setting, but we are getting ready to be all stage set for an amazing night for the $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. A massive night, a huge season that has led to this point, and we're going to be talking about who might be our winner from 40 amazing riders competing here in Wellington International. So it is an amazing night ahead, and looking forward to what is going to be one of the biggest Grand Prix of the season. So let's take a look and all the way through what is going to be one of the deepest fields we've seen for this competition over the years. And I've got an amazing lineup of guests to discuss it as well. Our thanks to all of those that have been behind our fantastic streaming over the season as well, including Dodd Technologies and, of course, the USCF as well. A live stream supported by the USCF, supporting sponsor our live stream, and of course US Equestrian Federation as well. Thank you to them. So let's meet our guests for tonight to discuss the competition ahead of what is this $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. And delighted to say alongside me an amazing lineup here once again, and includes former winners, Olympians, 5-star Grand Prix winners here in Wellington as well. Very good evening to all, and we are looking forward to what is going to be a fantastic night of sport. As I say, 40 riders going to be coming up here. Ashley Bond alongside me, former winner of the Rolex Grand Prix. Ashley, I know you'd like to be out there tonight, but
yes.
you are on that list of past winners.
Yes, fortunately, at least I have that.
Well, we're going to be talking this through. Delighted to welcome alongside is US Olympic medalist Peter Leone. Peter, we've talked Nations Cup this year. Now we're going to talk Grand Prix. It's the individual stuff. It's a lot on the line tonight. $1 million in the prize funds.
It's what every rider and horse combination has been building up for. The riders are bringing out their #1 horses. 2 weeks ago, we had a team competition, one of the best in the world. And tonight we have an individual championship, and that's the way these riders are looking at it. And the winner tonight's going to win a lot of money.
They're going to win a lot of money, a lot of prestige. Danny Woolman, I'd delighted to say, joins us as well. Multi-Grand Prix winner here as well, 5-star star. Delighted to have you in town this week as well. Danny, there's a great atmosphere out there.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, again, like Peter said, it is the biggest night of the year for the season here. So much money on the line. I think one of the biggest prize pots ever, $1 million. You know, the riders are super excited, and the crowd here has had the whole season to kind of get to know the horses, the riders, and this is the big finale. So everyone is super excited. Riders are very serious. It's very focused, and it's a great atmosphere out there.
It's very busy out here as well. There's a lot going on out here as well. So those are my guests for tonight. Let's talk all the competition with them. But remember as well, this is a big week of competition too. So there have been 2 big qualifiers to get to this stage. This hasn't just happened overnight. We haven't just picked 40 and gone, okay, off you go. We had the WEF Challenge Cup back here on Thursday, and Friday the speed class as well, where the top 10 came through from the speed, top 30 through from the WEF Challenge Cup on Thursday as well. So there's even more emphasis on that. So let's remind those that may not have been following all week of exactly who the big players were. And it has been an amazing season of competition, and let's take a look first at the Challenge Cup and our top 3. Our top 3 including, of course, Daniel Blumen, who was finishing in the top 3 position here after a good shakedown last week. He was also top of our wonderful 150 championship class and finishing top 3 here. Rishi Vogel once again in the frame. Here we see Daniel Blumen and Hummer Z. Now, Danny as well, for a number of riders, they're jumping one horse in this qualifier and then going on to a different one for the Grand Prix tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those riders who are lucky enough to have multiple horses to jump this level, if they could choose, I think the riders would try to save their best horse for tonight's class. Of course, they want the horses fresh and feeling good, but of course they had to qualify, so they had to pick a horse that they could also trust to jump a really solid round for the qualifier on Thursday in order to actually qualify.
Daniel Blumen top 3 there. Rishi Vogel finishing into 2nd place as well for him. Again, he will go with Gangster Mon Désir for tonight, the horse he rode to win the Fidelity Grand Prix, the 5-star Star Grand Prix back, feels like a while ago now, a month or so ago, back into February. Let's take a look at Richie here as well. Ashley, I mean, he has been on amazing form. He won the Dutch Masters a few weeks ago, but we'll take a look with Claudio here from that jump off here back on to Thursday. He will make the switch, but he's looking so very good.
Yeah, I mean, Richie is a fierce competitor. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's one of the fastest riders in the world, and his string right now is just so incredible. He has Claudio, he has the horse he's doing tonight, the Gangster, and obviously his amazing stallion. I'm blanking on United Touch.
United Touch. United Touch.
Too hard to keep track. Too hard to keep track of all of
them.
them.
There's a lot going on.
Too many good ones.
Yeah, and I'm sure he has many more in the wings. But you know, he can kind of pick and choose. I think any of his three can win tonight, win anywhere all over the world. So it'll be exciting.
Our winner though was Shane Sweetenham. Shane in a fantastic run down there as well for him. He's going to go to James Caan Cruise tonight. Was jumping Coriand back earlier on this week, and I'm coming over for Peter for this one. I mean, he's had such regularity with his performances, but again, with a switch of horse, was able to really go for this class.
Yeah, Shane Sweetenham is one of the top international champions we've seen. He's due for a big win. He's just missed with James Caan Cruise. He's been second, he's been third, he's been knocking at the door. When he first came out with the horse, he won some really big Grand Prix. I think as a 7 or 8 year old, he won the American Gold Cup. You know, that is an amazing horse. And Shane is due. He's been knocking at that door, and he's got James Caan Cruise ready for tonight's competition.
So he will get, the point is he will go last because he was the winner of the qualifier earlier on this week. Our second qualifier took place on Friday. Charlotte Jacobs was the winner there. Now we took 10 combinations from this class as well. So Charlotte's in fine form with Rincula Milchon, with Roy there. Danny, she got a real chance to fly around here, but again with confidence on this horse.
Yeah, absolutely. She didn't qualify in Thursday's class, so she needed to do really well in this speed class, and she took an amazing horse in Rincula Milchon. I mean, this horse is super fast, so springy, and she just went for the win. She knew she needed to be in that top 10, and she just went for it, and it was an unbelievable round, and well-deserved to earn that spot for tonight.
And what made it really interesting as well, we picked out 3 riders in there that qualified that we would have thought would have qualified on day one, but didn't have great days at the office. And so the pressure was really on them, one of which was Ben Mayer, one of which was Natalie Dean, and Pier Giorgio Bucci as well got in there too. Kino Conner actually going to add to that list as well. But Ben Mayer, former winner of this Grand Prix, Ashley, he had to dig deep, and he pulled out Anjou and went, okay, got top 5, and did what he needs to do as a world number 3.
Yeah, I mean, okay, when the pressure's on, Ben knows how to deliver. It was a very off day for him at the WEF. You know, I wouldn't guess that would normally happen to him. I've never really seen that happen to him in a big class. But, you know, fortunately, he has a very big string, and he was able to bring out one of his top horses and go for it on Friday and get to qualify.
Unfortunately, he had to stop on day one. It was the end of the round, and it all came apart. So, but you have to dig deep in there, Pete, from that point of view. Natalie Dean, Pier Giorgio Bucci, Kino Conner, as I say, they're 3 riders that went, we have to go out there with a mission on Friday. It was premium on clears to start with, but you had to be fast.
Yeah, I mean, speed is what wins. Tremendous pressure, and that's what you like to see in a young rider like Natalie Dean. She came out here, she had to be good, and she was great. Now, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was in Ocala, she came out and delivered an impeccably beautiful clear round for Team USA. She's on a roll. She feels good about herself. She's working with Joost Lansing, which is very exciting.
The man who's world champion in 2006.
Oh, I mean, Joost is as good as they come. And you know, she's worked with a number of the top great riders and champions in the sport. But then you add Joost to the mix. I wouldn't be surprised to see Natalie Dean do something really exciting tonight.
Well, we might come back to that in a little while as well. So those were some of the big names for coming out of the qualifiers. And as I say, the key point is they will go in reverse order, especially from the WEF Challenge Cup on Thursday. So it means Shane Sweetenham goes last. So he gets prime position here as well. Danny, you've seen plenty of these now. How much big difference does that make?
I mean, you certainly want to be later in the order because it puts you in a better position for the jump off. So if you do jump clear, you're able to kind of see what you need to do. But it also shows that because it's in reverse order, the field will get stronger and stronger as we watch. And it'll give an opportunity for the horses and riders that are kind of peaking, that have already jumped good this week, to sort of watch and see what's happening so that they're even more prepared. So I think we're going to probably see the tail end of the order do even better tonight than the beginning of the order because they're already on form, but it also gives them that great advantage into the jump off.
Okay, well, we also had 3 previous 5-star Grand Prix this season. They were massive money, 500,000, but half the money they're jumping for tonight. So we don't want to. We're somewhere in the middle here because they were amazing Grand Prix on their own. We saw Richie Fogel win the first of them with Gangster Mon Désir, which we're going to talk about. McLean Ward with, of course, High Star Hero there. He, Peter, unfortunately, is out at the moment. Had a fall the other day, back injury. So McLean is on the sidelines, current world number 10. So also Dara Kenny had the win on week 9 of the Bainbridge Grand Prix there. So those have been our 3 Grand Prix winners so far. But for you coming into this, Ashley, it's very nice getting a Grand Prix win through the season, but you're a previous winner of this Grand Prix itself. Your run into your win was a little bit more different.
Oh yeah, no, that was very unexpected. I was definitely like a long shot. Brand new horse, only had her, I think, 7 weeks at that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, okay, I've jumped a lot of big things and I'd won 5-star Grand Prix, and sometimes, you know, you match with a horse and it just kind of works out, and I want to win, you know, so you never know. Like, we say it could be all of these top people that are kind of the ones that you know, are most likely to win, but it doesn't mean that someone that we're not thinking of can't go out and do it.
That's the coolest thing in our sport.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing. You don't ever really know.
Ever really know.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at some of the previous winners. We've got some of those here as well. Of course, the most recent being Christian Kukuk, who's the back-to-back winner. We're going to talk lots about him because he's going for the 3-peats.
Can he make the hat trick?
He could get the hat trick.
Same horse. That's incredible.
And he is the Olympic champion on that horse. So 3 times there. Richie Fogel, winner in 2023 with Chapano Baloubet. Ashley Bond, Carolina Bullmore there, 2022. You were out on the grass, though.
Yes.
A different change there.
I like the grass.
As was Daniel Deusser in 2021 as well. So different environment there. We're back in the stadium. We came back in the stadium there. Ben Mayer with Serena. I remember him winning 2016. Danny, do you remember that? It was the only clear in that. I
remember that was a really tough class to have only clear. It was really, really hard. But it's funny, we were talking earlier that Ben Mayer has not won a 5-star Grand Prix in 2.5 years. So I think it'll be unbelievable if he could do it tonight.
And in the meantime, in that time, has won an Olympic team gold,
exactly.
European medals.
And he's 3rd in the world.
And he's number 3 in the world.
It seems crazy that he's actually not won a 5-star in 2.5 years. That's a long time.
And he was second in the first Grand Prix of the season as well. But I mean, exactly as you say, his consistency, he's been always there. That keeps you
and on the
podium
podium a ton.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Especially on tonight's horse. I think I was looking at the stats that he's been on the podium almost 100% of the time that he's made it into the jump off on this horse, I think. So even if he makes it tonight, if he goes clear, I think he's got another shot to make it on the podium. And because he hasn't won in a long time, he's going to be super hungry.
Excellent. Well, we mentioned Christian Kukuk there because he's going for his 3-peat. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody's won 3 in a row here for the Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. And the only man to talk about it is, of course, Christian Kukuk. And we caught up with him earlier on this week. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah, week 12 already, the final week. Everyone is excited, and of course myself after having that experience in the last 2 years. Yeah, I mean, last year was a very special day. Our daughter was born just a few hours ago, and then I jumped a clear round, and then that gave me some wings, probably, I have to say. A checker is a once-in-a-lifetime horse, probably. I mean, what he did in the last year is incredible, and it's not only that Olympic gold medal. That's of course a huge part of it, but also a reason why we talk today is because he won this Grand Prix here in Wellington in the last 2 years back to back. I have the feeling that he really likes this place here in Wellington. I had that feeling already in the first year, and I got that feeling last year, and now we're back here in the third year, and I just have the feeling he enjoys it to be here, which makes me positive for the weekend, and that's always important. It would be an amazing story if we could do it a third time. But these moments are very rare, and you can't really plan on them. So I'm really trying to not have that too much in my head, and I'm just dealing with the day on Saturday, and I just want to win a Grand Prix. That's how I should see it.
Well, we heard from Christian Kukuk there, and like he said, an amazing day for him last year, day and night, became a dad, came back in, won the Grand Prix, and for those of us that were here, I mean, Danny, he was, I don't know how you do that.
No,
he was sort of up half the night and then went, okay, back on focus, and off we go.
Unbelievable. I mean, true test of a champion, right? I mean, somebody who can put their mind away from something, but also he must have been in this elated state. I think becoming a new father, he was already on cloud 9 and topping it off with a win. I mean, he was able to pull it together and focus, but he's one of the best in the world. He's Olympic champion, and he's going to hopefully do it again tonight on the same horse.
And the other side of it, I suppose, is you walk in and go, whatever I do tonight, I don't feel any pressure. I feel great.
No.
Yeah.
As a parent, I think, Christian and I were actually talking about that yesterday, and just about how once you become a parent, it like changes your perspective on this sport. And yes, it's our life, but family is everything, and our kids are everything. So no matter what happens, we always have them, and it makes us feel good no matter what. And we can all just leave it out in the field.
Well, let's take a look at the form guide as well for our top few here as well, brought to you by Equiratings, and let's see how this might play out. Gangster Mon Désir there, we see some great stats for that one. Recent rounds, 5 clear rounds out of 5 there in their recent performances. Marilyn Little has been going on amazing form here with La Contessa. Recent rounds, 6, 5 of them clear, 83% of the time going clear. There's lots been talked about Dynasty de Beaufort and Nina Malavey. There, she's had a run, I think 13 clears in the first rounds, Danny. 14 now.
She's going 14. For 15.
She's going 15. She's 14 now. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, the record is 17 from Casal, and that horse, Dynasty, and Nina have just been beyond exceptional, and I hope they keep the streak going. I'd love to see it.
Peter Leone, I'm going to go to Daniel Blumen in there. Corby VV. Recent clears, 9 of those from 14 rounds. Still a very good strike rate. I know you're always pretty impressed with Daniel.
Oh, I mean, the guy's a competitor. When the going gets tough, he reaches deep within and pulls it out. I mean, that has defined him all his career, whether it's Aachen, whether it's the Hampton Classic, whether it's here in Wellington on the big night, or, the man is a winner.
And looking down there as well, of course, Kent Farrington. Can't ignore that with Greyer.
Nope.
From your point of view, Ashley, looking at the stats there, 64% clear rate. Of course, last year they won 7 Grand Prix. He won 7 5-star Grand Prix. Started off with 2 wins here as well. They've had clears here, but jump-offs this time, they've just tended to had the odd rail this season. But I feel they're primed and ready.
Yeah, I think, Kent usually doesn't make the same mistake twice, and neither does his horse. So I think definitely he's the one to beat tonight, and he's going to come guns blazing. He for sure wants this so bad. So yeah, I mean, I love the mare. She's such a trier, and he's a fighter, so it's going to be exciting.
And of course, they won the Rolex Grand Slam in Geneva as well.
No big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. Just another massive class with 7 figures attached to the prize fund for it.
Exactly.
But also, what we should say here, we've got 6 of the world's top 10, I think, competing here tonight. So about 11 of the top 20. We're going to take a little look at who's competing here tonight. But even if we take our top 10 riders competing, we go from number 16 in the world upwards. So, I mean, Danny, it's a serious lineup.
Yeah, I think it's one of the strongest, maybe top 20 strongest classes ever in the history of show jumping, basically, in terms of horsepower and horse rider combinations. So, it's certainly, I think, the strongest we've ever seen here in Wellington.
I was going to say, looking at Equiratings lineup, it's the deepest, as I put it, what we've had here, that you look through, and really anyone could come out of this, Peter, and do a big night tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. Look at Ireland, US, and Germany. For the U.S., you've got 3 of the 4 Olympic riders from Paris. For Germany, you've got arguably the 2 best German riders on the German team at this time. Look at Ireland. I think you've got 3 of the 4 Olympic riders here tonight, I mean, it's a tremendous championship.
We were saying there's like at least 8 horse rider combinations that for sure could win this class any day of the year.
Let's take a look at the start list because 40 to go in this overall. We're going to take a look at our first 20 here and what that's going to look like. And say from qualifying, what it means is that those in the qualifier back on Thursday will go late on. Rodrigo Pessoa goes early with Prince van der Eigenlo, Elena Haas and Claude Kino Kono coming out of the qualifier on Friday. Chatelain Yui makes the switch there. Pier Giorgio Bucci Hantano goes 5th. Luis Fernando Larrabel has been winning class after class this season. In fact, he won 3 classes in 1 week. Again, he had to dig in with Baroness earlier on this week into the speed class. Went and got, I think it was top 5 there in the end for him. But Danny, I'm putting a focus on Rodrigo there because it's a newer horse for him.
Yeah.
He's jumped a couple of the 5 stars so far and he's jumped really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, like you said, a newer combination. So anytime you want to jump such a big class like this tonight, you don't necessarily want it to be a newer one. I mean, you, Ashley, can speak to that even more.
Yeah.
So it can certainly work out in your favor. But when it's a newer combination, like it is with Rodrigo, I think he's hoping for the best, but going to be kind of happy with whatever result he really gets tonight.
And when you've got a pilot like Rodrigo, who's been the Athens Olympic champion, world champion, 3-time World Cup champion as well in the saddle, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Ben Mayer, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, Anjou there. Natalie Dean will follow. It's Jordan Coyle, Charlotte Jacobs, who was the winner of Friday's class. So that's where we finished the sort of Friday lineup. Christian Kukuk on the early part of the week, actually in the qualifier, jumped a different horse to Checker. Was not under pressure there, Danny. So he sort of slots midfield.
He was also one of our pre-qualified.
Yeah.
You know, he has obviously the Olympic gold medal, so he's automatically qualified. He had sort of no pressure, so he rode a different horse, and now he's back on Checker, the top one for tonight.
And Ashley, you mentioned, and we talked about it there, Ben Mayer, the record he's got Anjou at the moment. It's just been clear. So it'll be very interesting to see. He's been riding Dallas. He's been having 1 or 2 troubles there with the horse he rode at the Olympic Games. He's made the switch back to Anjou.
I would have done the same thing, to be honest. It doesn't matter what a horse has done in their career. It matters what they're doing right now. So Anjou is in top form. The other one isn't as much. But I know Danny said that the class is just like it's going to get stronger as it goes. But in the top 11, we have Ben, Kian,
Christian.
Rodrigo, and Christian.
Yes.
So I feel like we're going to get a really good taste in the beginning. I just think it's sprinkled. Like the class is so strong that it's almost like there isn't really.
Well, quick look down. In your first 11, you've got 5 Olympic gold medals.
Yeah.
Rough start. You know?
Oh, my very quick maths. I might be wrong
We're
there,
going
but
to know
very
real
quick
quick if
maths.
this class is super difficult or very jumpable.
Yeah, and I think time allowed will matter.
So coming in here, we've got a few for Ireland, as you said. We've got 3 in a row, in fact, with Daniel Coyle, who's finished top 10 in this before now. Incredible. Tom Watchman, the 21-year-old who won the London Grand Prix Tabasco. Michael Duffy, Mr. Quirley's there. Little less experienced, this horse, but again, he's got top-class rider jockey sitting on there. And Peter, you were talking about riders that have come in last week. They were jumping on teams.
Right.
They've come here for this Rolex Grand Prix as well. They've just literally shipped in for the 2 weeks. Kevin Jochims is one of those. Vaclav is, although based in Ocala, his first appearance of the season. They're doing it for a reason.
It's a special motivation. When those horses and those riders got on the plane to fly over to the United States to jump at these 2 big shows culminating in tonight's class, they're on a mission. They're singular focused. They're totally tunnel visioned in. And nothing else matters. So don't be surprised. Now, one of the things, I think it's going to take, like the girls had said here, about a half a dozen riders to really figure the course out. They're all good enough that someone going early could, nail it, a nice clear. But by the time we get to around the 7th, 8th horse, we know where the questions are. We know what the problems are. You got top riders coming up.
So top riders coming up through there. We've got 24th in the order. Kent Farrington will go 21st of the lineup. Tyser Owen, who was second in the 5-star Grand Prix here a few weeks ago, in fact, equals second. Marilyn Little, she's been second in 2 Grand Prix this season, and surprisingly, both times equal seconds.
Yeah.
So exactly, I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah, you see
Like
that so
lightning
rarely.
strike.
Yeah, so, Marilyn Little-Lacon, Tessa. Laura Crouch, of course, the Bisquetta, second here last year. Then further down the order, Nina Malavé, as you say, going for that 15th first round clear in a row there with Dynasty de Beaufort. Further down, Mimi Gotchman has also been on the podium this season, again, only 21 years of age in Clen BH. Erin Ballard goes 36 with De Fleur. Then down to these final best in qualifying earlier on this week. Richie Vogel, like we say, has made the switch to Gangster. He's winner of the Fidelity Grand Prix. Daniel Blumen's made a horse switch, as has Shane Sweetnam and James Can-Cruz, a pair that was second in the Rolex Grand Slam Grand Prix in Geneva as well. So those are some of the big players. Ashley, how do you feel that's going to play out with like Richie Vogel going late on?
I mean, definitely.
It is obviously an advantage.
Oh, 100%, because if he goes clear,
yeah,
you know, having him come after you in a jump off is just more difficult.
Scary.
Yeah.
Not where you want to sit. If
No.
you're Richie, it's great. If you're anybody else, you don't want to be sitting in that place.
Richie,
Yeah, I
Richie
mean-
does the unbelievable. He
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
His turns,
you know,
I think
an
his turns
equestrian
are.
Superman.
If you're on Caracol de la Roque, though, I really wouldn't be scared of anybody.
I totally agree. I wouldn't,
Okay.
I
if it
wouldn't be
were
either.
me and Carl, I feel like it doesn't
it'll be
matter.
fine.
But
It'll be fine.
Hopefully we get them all. Hopefully we get them
I
all.
hope so.
Get them all in there. And they're jumping over some amazing fences as well. And we also caught up not only with the course designer, but the man who's been behind producing some of the beautiful fences you see not only here, but also at the Olympic Games. Take a look at this.
We have a partnership with Rolex, so today we are the official supplier of Rolex jumps and Rolex series. Particularly, you see the horse and you will see the wall tonight. So that's a totem, it's a decoration, like an aisle. So represent exactly the logo of Rolex. And you can see here the horses. We inspire us to make the horse for the audience, for the public, to see what means a horse jumping 1.60 m and what is the emotion and the feelings when you are in a horse jumping 1.60 m so high. A horse is in the ring, jump like this, very, very high level, and you have around a lot of public looking and trying to enjoy, but they don't understand nothing what means a jump like this here. A jump 1.60 m, you just see my eyes, you don't see nothing else. And it's a very, very big effort and a lot of work for the sport, for the horse and the rider to do that. So in partnership with Rolex, we had the idea to build a horse in 3D. We take a horse in same size, and to make it in 3D, we put the equipments, the saddle and all the equipments on the horses, and the public, the people who never ride or kids, can go on the top of the horses and have the same emotion, same feelings like a rider who jump 1.60 m. Okay, they don't have the speed, but they will see what it means to be on the top of the horse, riding and jump at 1.60 m.
Well, great to catch up with Mihai there as well. Like I say, he was also the man who built the fences for the likes of the Paris Olympic Games. Some stunning fences they had there. We've got some great stuff out there in our competition this week as well. So we talked about dangerous in jump off. So let's take a look at some stats that go around being dangerous in the jump off as well, because we've got a few of those from Equiratings to take a look at here. And so we can start to see who will be the big players should we get to that jump-off stage, should they get to that jump-off stage. James Can-Cruz, clear round rate, 86%. We know he's brilliant in the first rounds. Checker, 47, 60%. Greyer, 73%. Anjou, brilliant lineup there in terms of doing well in those jump-offs as well. These are about getting clears in jump-offs. So they get clears, but Danny, first of all, if I were going to put Greyer, Checker and James Can-Cruz against each other in terms of speed...
Greya, Checker,
And
James, it's got to be Greya. Greya's got to be the fastest in that. However, there was an amazing stat I saw about James Can-Cruz that in the jump off, if he is clear, he ends up on the podium 90% of the time. That is an unbelievable stat. I don't think I've even heard of any horses having 90% in any of the stats that they ever look at. So that is a very impressive thing. So maybe not the fastest to be top of the podium, but if he ends up top 3, he'll be happy too.
He'll be up there, and he's done it plenty of times here already. Twice winner of the American Gold Cup. You've actually won that as well, Peter, in your illustrious career. Not an easy one to win, but they've won it twice. James Cancruz going last with Shane Sweeten. What do you make of that horse? Because I mean, it's a horse that jumps all day.
Shane has the experience. He's hungry. You know, like Danny said, he's been on the podium a lot, but he hasn't been on the top of the podium. And he knows how to take advantage of James Cancruz's big stride. And he's going to have to do that tonight. Turn tight and leave strides out, because you got horses like Greya, Caracol, you've got Checker. He's got to be amazing, but Shane's ready. He knows how to take advantage of his horse's strengths.
And just one more on this. So if we ended up, say, Ashley, with Richie Vogel and Gangster, Kent Farrington and Greya, and Christian Kukuk and Checker, I don't think I could pick between those three.
I would almost pick Checker, because Checker kind of combines the James Cancruz stride and Greya's quickness. Like, the horse is actually like a really quick, speedy, big horse with a big stride. And I think, you know, him and they know each other so well, and I think it's just, I think they would be the ones out of those three for me.
Okay, well, let's take a look at win chances here as well, because Equiratings giving us the win chances here of who might be our winning combination. We're going to get your picks as well. We're going to go holistics as well, but also take a look at who the win picks might be. Obviously, here, Greya and Kent Farrington, although we're basing on mathematics of 9% based on 40 in the field.
Seems crazy.
Holistically, you would say it's a lot more than that, based on the fact that they generally go out and win. 9 wins there, 18 clears, 33 rounds. Eddie Blue and Dara Kenny there, Danny, one we haven't mentioned yet.
No, we haven't mentioned him, and silly, we should. Look, same percentage chance of winning as Greya, as James Cancruz, and Eddie Blue winning one of the 5 stars here this year already. I mean, Dara is looking fresh. The horse looks amazing. They had a bit of a break. Everybody's coming back, and they came in kind of guns blazing, like you said, like just unbelievable performances so far. And I think Eddie Blue, you can't count it out. If you look at the numbers, no way you can count them out.
And we're getting a little of the same faces there as well. Laura Crouch, of course, if I'm going with the USA here, Peter, I mean, she was second last year. She was second in the Arca Grand Prix. She won the Dublin Grand Prix as well. She could come out of the pack.
You can never count Laura out. You know, it's unbelievable how she keeps pulling another level of top riding out every year. It's really incredible. She did win this very class before they were keeping records.
Going back with Cedric.
On the Cedric course.
Going back, I think it was about 2010 or something like that.
It was amazing.
She's the tender age of 60 now, but going strong.
You can never count Laura out. And looking at this chart, you know, look at the number of wins Greya has. Look at the number of wins Checker has. For that matter, James Cancruz. You know, you can't discard that. And these are amazing riders. And I just can't wait to see what unfolds tonight.
I mean, this is just one part, a small group in here. What have we got? About 8 riders there out of 40. Danny, looking down this list, as you mentioned earlier, this is probably, and arguably and the stats are saying it is the strongest Grand Prix we've had for this Rolex Grand Prix before now. You can go, we can stand here and give a case for all 40 almost.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could look at the list, and it's funny. We were talking about, all right, who's going to win? And you look at the list, and you go, this one could do it, this one could do it. There's just so many tonight that are so strong, have the stats to prove it, and that in our sport, I mean, that's what makes the sport so unique, right? Anyone can go out there and get it done on the day, and we can, you know, argue and say this one is stronger right now, and who's peaking this week, and we can pick off of feel and results recently, but in the end, it's just going to be who's the fastest, you know, run fast, jump high, who's going to do it the best tonight. A little bit hard to say. It could be so many of this field.
And if I may add to what you just said, while almost any of the 40 could go out there and jump clear tonight, there's really only about 8 to 10 that can be fast enough to win tonight.
Agreed.
There's a difference between having a good night and winning tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think everyone's going to leave it all out there. You know, it's the end of the season. There's nothing left to save for. You're not like, oh, I'm waiting for week 12. I'm waiting. This is it. This is the end.
This is the big one.
They're going to leave it out on the field tonight. And I think we're not going to see anybody kind of go easy. If they're in that jump off, we're going to see the fastest that they can possibly go.
Ashley, for you, you're in the club as one of the winners here. I feel like it's sort of a little bit like winning the Masters. You should get a jacket for it or something. But
I want a jacket
like this one. This is a team jacket over here. But but it is a very exclusive club to be in. How do you feel about it? We have the Walk of Fame down here with those that have won it since 2015 down as we walk through. You probably don't come in this entrance very often, but to walk past that and see it must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's surreal. I think for any of us, it's, I don't know, at least for me, like, I don't think of myself as like, oh, I've won this and I've won that. Like, you just go out and you are riding horses and you do your job and you're trying to develop and get better always and kind of aim for the next goal. And so, yeah, when you point out, like, yes, you're a past winner, I'm like, oh, right, I did that. And that was really cool. And, like, I try to remember that feeling because I just feel like it's super surreal and it never really hits you. Like, it's just, I'm just very grateful. Like,
and it's slightly odd being the last sort of, I know we have it tomorrow, but there's a sort of really last day of school feeling to it. You win and then everybody disappears.
Yeah, a little bit, because like if you win, if this was like earlier and then you're around, everyone's like, oh, you were amazing, great job. It's like you jump this class, it's the first time it's been $1 million. The person's going to win it, and they probably won't even show up tomorrow because tomorrow's like the 2-star. So, you know, they don't get to enjoy, like,
soak it up.
You know, the fruits of their labor, you know.
We remember over the last 20 years the riders and horses that have won this class.
Yes.
I mean, I remember Landriano and Daniel Blumen, and the list goes on, and Margie and Laura and McLean and on and on.
How many women?
Whoever wins tonight.
Well, Margie Engel won it on her 60th birthday.
Did she?
She did.
I love her.
Let's get to who might be our winner today. We're going to get our picks of who you think. We've made you narrow it down to a 40. We've done pretty well so far this season on who we've been able to get towards, but then also there have been some fairly obvious ones in there as well. We will see. Let's start with Danny. Now, we've asked you who your Grand Prix winning pick is going to be. I've actually asked you for 2 picks, but I'm asking you your Grand Prix winning pick here. Who do you think is going to win tonight?
Well, looking at the Equiratings stats, which I'm a big fan and believer in the numbers, Kent, 60% chance of winning if he's in that jump off. That's the highest of anybody. I'm going with Kent. Kent and Grea, they won the last Rolex Grand Prix in Geneva. I think they're doing it again.
Peter.
You know, again, a night like this, you need talented rider, you need talented horse, and you know, the other thing that's incredibly important is the mindset, the mental side of the rider. And Kent Farrington is as good as they come, perhaps better than anybody. Tonight, I'm going with USA's Kent Farrington.
Kent Farrington, okay, great. Now, Ashley.
I have to go with my good friend Carl Cook.
Yes.
And Caracol.
Who we've barely mentioned tonight.
I know.
The flying
Which
Caracol.
Which is crazy, because they're like one of the fastest.
Yeah.
They were my second pick.
Yes.
So I
think I watched him on Thursday. He was really smart. He went slow for her.
Yeah.
And she just jumped absolutely beautiful. They have formed such a partnership. I mean, they've won, 3 CSI 5-star Grand Prix.
Well, and he's also won twice on the Rolex Series already. He won in Rome, and then last year he won in Falsterbo.
Yeah. So I think... Yeah, I mean, I know for sure if he makes it to the jump off, he could be definitely unbeatable because I don't really see any horse that could be faster.
Okay, yeah, so, but again, if Danny, we put Grea against Caracol.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That would be so great. I hope we see that.
We've seen it before.
We've seen it before.
Le Ball and Grea came out on top.
Yeah, Kent has done it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going with Kent tonight, but that's going to be a toss-up. That would be a toss-up.
Okay.
I mean, I feel badly. We can't, you know, we have so many riders that we really know could win tonight that we aren't mentioning. I mean, we've talked about them, but boy, there's a half a dozen here.
We'll get there, don't worry. It's sport. We've got to pick out some names.
Yeah.
And for me, I was actually, very high on Carl Cook, but actually I'm going to go and stay loyal with Shane Sweetnam and James Can Cruz, because who knows, if this comes down to straight jumping, that to me is the one. Okay, so those, I also asked you about what I referred to as sleepers, people that maybe aren't the obvious ones that could come out with a big round tonight, and I mean, just as we talked about, anyone in this lineup could come out with a clear. So from my point of view, I went with Mimi Gotchman, who's been on the podium this season as well. 21 years of age. She's going against the best in the world. She won the qualifier week 5 as well. She's won a World Cup this season. Danny, that's my thought. What's yours?
I'm going with Marilyn Little. She has had an unbelievable season on La Contessa, And I think they've jumped so many clear rounds. I think she's been top 10 in almost all the 5-stars she's jumped recently. I think they could absolutely pull it out. In my opinion, Marilyn is truly one of the best riders in the world. And I think she's sitting on a superstar horse at the moment. I think they can pull it out, no question.
Okay, Peter, your pick?
I think Natalie Dean's on a roll.
Yeah,
I mean,
jumped clear last week.
She's got a tremendous, chemistry with her Scopy horse. She's got a great support team behind her. I wouldn't be surprised to see Natalie Dean do something special tonight.
Okay, Ashley?
I'm going to go with Tysa Irwin and Halida B. They've been on a
Good
roll.
choice.
Now, bearing in mind, Marilyn Little and Tysa Irwin tied on the podium in the last
Yeah,
5-star Grand Prix.
Right.
Yeah. So we're,
All right.
but yeah, I mean, she's taken her time with that mare and she's developed her, and I just feel like they've become so consistent and they're just getting better and better. And Tysa's a fighter and she's got nerves of steel, and I hope she pulls it out. I have a good feeling.
Excellent. So, fantastic lineup. We've made our picks. We'll see what happens to the big competition tonight. It's a really exciting one. Danny, final words. I think we can feel the electricity in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody is excited for this class to start. You know, riders, trainers, everybody's walked the course. We're ready. It looks big out there. I mean, I think everyone is not only excited, there's tension, and $1 million on the line. So everybody wants to win.
Peter, $1 million on the line. It's made it feel a bit different out there.
Absolutely. The prize money goes to the winner. It drops off fast. If you're not in the top 3, it's just a good night at the office. So, winning is what it counts. So it really comes down to speed. Who's really in the zone, who's plugged in, who's ready to be amazingly fast. The jump off course, we got a little peek at it. There's some serious turns and some serious places to gallop. It's going to be a great class tonight.
Ashley, you had a quick run around the course earlier on. What were your thoughts? Guillaume Georges is our course designer here. He's designed it for the last few years. He's the man who designed the courses for the Rio Olympic Games as well. He's highly experienced.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love Guy's courses. They're smart, they're technical, they're fair, but they're very careful. And I don't think there's going to be that many clear. It was big. I don't know if it's because I haven't jumped a really big track in a long time, but it was huge. And I was like, yeah, this is like Olympics big. Like, it was really big. So I think it's going to be an amazing night of show jumping. I think this kind of class brings out something special in certain riders, and other riders maybe not so much. It can feel a little tighter on the collar sometimes for certain people. So it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to watch.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
You can all go and take your positions to go and watch, but it remains to say thank you very, very much for joining me. Been an amazing season. Thank you to everybody that's watched. We've got the big finale coming up, $1 million on the line. Danny, fingers crossed. I think there won't be many clears. What's your thought?
Whew. Well, this class notoriously has about 7 or 18% clear. I think we're going to probably stick around that number.
Okay, looking forward to that. Peter, thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Again, great to see you. Ashley, next year you'll be in there. You've already made the promise to us.
Hope so.
Yep, fingers crossed. Excellent. Good, good, good. So those are our picks. That's a little of what's coming up in the field. I will be back very shortly in around 15 minutes' time with Jessica Kirsten to take you through the class tonight for this $1 million US Equestrian Open Rolex Grand Prix as well. Join us for that. Thank you to my guests. Thank you for joining us. It's a massive night here at Wellington International. See you in a few minutes. Hello and welcome to the Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. A wonderful night ahead, $1 million in prize money on this amazing class as well. The culmination of a fantastic season here in Wellington, Florida, and the very start of the Rolex Series for 2026 as well. We've got the very best riders in the world. There is no exaggeration coming here for tonight's class. Alongside me is Jessica Curtin, herself who's been a top 10 rider and now team manager for Ireland as well, alongside me tonight. It really is a very, very strong field.
Yes, it's a very strong field that we have tonight, and they've had to really try hard to qualify, but it's a very strong course that we've got here tonight. We
certainly have Guillaume Georges, our course designer here tonight, the man who built the courses not only for the Rolex Grand Prix here over the last few years, but also for the Olympic Games in 2016. And as you mentioned there, they've had to qualify to get to this point as well. Two big qualifiers through the week as well, the first of which was on Thursday. Now, the winner of this goes last in the first round of this competition, so a big advantage for them. Think like Formula One, getting on the grid. This is pole position, and Shane Sweetnam was the man getting pole position with the win with Corian. We're going to take a little look at that here, Jess, as well. Shane's going to ride James Cancruz, obviously your Irish team manager, so you know how this pair work. What's your thoughts on tonight?
Certainly Shane and James Cancruz, they're a great partnership, been together for many years, unbelievably successful, very, very dependable. At the last outings, many clear rounds. They were second in Geneva to Greya.
Yeah. Now, this is back from Thursday in the jump-off there with Corian. And again, he's, as I say, made a horse change. So he was able to go and take a run at this. He's put himself in prime position for round one of this Rolex Grand Prix here tonight. And also, it just builds your confidence.
Yeah, very much so. Shane has built a great team of horses, and obviously he's very good at placing which horse for which competition, and he chose Corian because he felt the horse was in great form and, of course, could go fast in the jump-off, and that would give him and James, as you said, pole position.
Absolutely. So, not only that qualifier, we saw the top 30 from that class coming through, and that makes up our 30 riders going in reverse order from the top. 10 riders were also brought out of the speed class earlier on into Friday, and the winner there was Charlotte Jacobs of the USA and Rinkula Milchon, the horse she knows as Roy at home. Almost like a pony goes round. Brilliant for her and for several riders, including the likes of world number 3 Ben Mayer, Keane O'Connor as well for Ireland. This was also crucial in qualifying because they were in last chance saloon.
Yeah, very much. And the pressure was really on the riders yesterday. The tension out in the practice arena because they knew the qualification was so difficult to get, and it was a great competition to watch and certainly for us to commentate. And it really sets the scene for tonight.
6 of the world's top 10 competing here tonight as well, and those were just the preludes to what to expect from tonight's class. 40 combinations going in tonight's class as well. We're also, not only you and I, going to be in the commentary box, but Ali Wolf is also going to be down in the warm-up as well, and we're going to catch up with her and say a very good evening to Ali, and she'll be bringing us lots of guests hopefully throughout the night as well.
Hey Stephen, yep, down here with Guillermo Jorge. Guillermo had the daunting task of designing this $1 million Grand Prix, but Guy, you are no stranger to this, having designed for the past several years. Just what goes into your detail and design tonight?
So we tried to put a course that is going to ask pretty much all the questions to the horses and the riders. We have an amazing group of competitors here, and we really need to think about the distances, the dimensions, the material that we use, the color of the poles. We really try to get everything in this course. This is a true championship course, in my opinion, and we have a fantastic group of riders, and let's see how they do.
I think we talked about 6 of the world's top 10 riders here tonight with us. When you're designing this type of track, we see the water being used, tight times and lines as you talked about. What now then goes into the jump off?
So in the jump off, we're going to keep some of the technicality of the course due to the caliber of the riders, but then it's a track that we really let them go for the full speed.
Yes, and I hate to ask the question that no course designer loves to answer, but how many clear rounds would you like to see tonight?
Well, I always like eight clear rounds. So, but it's very hard to guess. We only really know when the first round is done.
Well, this looks like a beautiful course you designed. Again, we will see the world's top horses and riders competing tonight. Thank you so much for your time, Guy. Back to you, Stephen.
Well, great job by Guy here tonight as well, designing the course there. 11 of the world's top 20 competing, but as we talked about in the pre-show a lot, 40 riders essentially that could jump clear tonight. A lot of it might come down to if they're in their 8, if we do get 8, of really having to be fast runners.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll get to the jump off later. It'll definitely be very fast. But I do think we've got such a strong field, and he's had to build a very difficult course. 8 clears is quite a lot. But let's see. Let's take a look at the order of go as well for tonight to who is competing, to fill you in on all of that as well. So 40 riders competing here as part of tonight's class. Early runners include Emily Conter, who won the Bainbridge Grand Prix, the 5-star here last year. We've got the Athens Olympic champion, Rodrigo Pessoa, goes second. Elena Haas on the recent US teams, notably in September last year at Spruce Meadows. One of Ireland's finest, Keane O'Connor, goes early on for Ireland in 4th. Pia Giorgio Bucci leading Italian rider goes also in the early part. World number 3, Ben Mayer, gets in after a brilliant performance with Anjou to put himself in the running. He's a former winner of this Grand Prix. Jordan Coyle jumped his way in as well, goes 9th in the order. Charlotte Jacobs, winner of that class on Friday. That's the slot she gets. Christian Kukuk goes for the 3-peat, the winner of this class on 2 occasions in the last 2 years. Can the Olympic champion and his Olympic championship winning horse do it again? Lily Keenan and Highway, winners back into the early part of this season for the US lineup. Michael Duffy, Tom Watchman, Daniel Coyle, 3 for Ireland, going back to back there. Kevin Jochims heading out especially here for 2 big shows in the final run here for the Netherlands. Kyle Tim has been with us through some of the season here for Canada and is a brilliant rider. And that's the first 20. We'll take you through part 2 of that a little later on as well. But in our first half, we'll finish with Canadian Olympian Amy Miller as well. So that's plenty to get teeth into as we go. Jess, we could get some early clears here, but it's going to also tell us a lot. Yes, very much so. I mean, walking the course, I feel it's a strong track, but I do feel it's very jumpable. Could actually be a track that when you get into your flow, that it then becomes actually quite easy. But I find he's made very good use of the shape of the arena, and we'll see when it comes.
And we'll see what comes up. We're going to be back after the break to take you through more from tonight's Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix.
Lead 5-star Grand Prix.
They are shows you just want to be your best. You can really feel the weight of the history when you come here.
He will jump maybe the biggest 10 feet of the year.
It takes determination and hard work, not just great horses.
The $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, a Rolex Series event, is presented in part by Great American Insurance Group, the official equine insurance sponsor of the US Equestrian Open Series, and Yeti, built for the wild.
Thanks for walking us through the plan.
You guys heading up north soon?
Yeah, got Lizzie for a couple weeks this summer.
Taking her fishing, I hope. That's the plan.
Doors. Connect us to what's important.
Excited, sweetie?
A dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors. Backed by a team of specialists, your advisor helps you build a personalized, tax-smart investment strategy, identifying opportunities across your entire portfolio. And when life surprises you, your plan can change too. Because doors were meant to be opened.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company that has developed and acquired 43,700 homes, representing $8.5 billion in transactions. With more than 500 associates nationwide, we oversee development, construction, acquisitions, dispositions, asset, and third-party management. Based in Wellington, Florida, Bainbridge continues to grow its national footprint. Learn more at bainbridgecompanies.com.
Heading in for an amazing night for the US Equestrian Open and the Rolex Grand Prix here tonight in Wellington, Florida. An amazing lineup, and I'm glad to say perfect conditions as well. Winds just a drift of that, a little stronger than yesterday, 16 miles per hour. As you can see, 77 degrees, getting a little cooler than that now. And it is into a beautiful night. Just the pink sky beyond, so the lights takes over. And there you can see down the arena lit up with coloured lights right now. It'll be under the floodlights in a few minutes' time is our course for tonight's $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Guillaume Georges, as we heard, our course designer. Let's take a look at that track as well in a little more detail, and just Curtin alongside me to take a look too. Fidelity Investments bringing our animation each week, and Jess, let's head over to the first triple bar to start us off.
Yeah, an exciting course tonight. The triple bar puts you a little to the left when you land, want to try to ride up the hill. The majority will go in 8 strides up there, but they do need to get the horses looking at it. This oxer is small and it's natural poles, and then they've got to go down the hill to this double with the water behind the vertical, 8 or 9 strides in there. And here is a test. It's 25 meters 30, and it's going to be 5 or 6 strides. The majority will do 6, some will do 5. Important to get this turn good on this white oxer. 7 strides for the majority just to set you up. It's Rolex coming in, it's plain yellow Rolex in the middle, and stretch coming out. 2 strides, 1 stride, always a difficult combination. A very long gallop around the Rolex wall to the open water. It's 4 meters wide with the lake beside it, and then it is a bending line of mostly 7 strides, and then 4 strides into a grey double jumping right at the in-gate. Difficult to keep the horse's concentration on that jump. Around one of the pretty palm trees. Important to get the line here on this oxer up the hill. Majority taking 8, some will take 7 on this red, and then it's a difficult line down here. 9, maybe 8 strides to a very delicate plank, and 5 short strides to a huge Rolex oxer to finish.
That's what it looks like for round 1. Time allowed of 84 seconds here tonight as well, thanks to Fidelity Investments once again. So 1 round and 1 jump off, 40 go in the first round. The clears, that's what we hope we're looking at, go forward to the jump off. However many there are, they come after the first round is completed. So we'll see all 40 first. 14 numbered fences, and so for them 18 jumping efforts around the track here. It's quite a marathon.
Yes, it is. It's a very serious track. I mean, as he said himself, Guy said this is going to be a championship style track tonight. We're riding for $1 million. It's a huge Grand Prix. It's a very prestigious Grand Prix, this Rolex Grand Prix and the Open Series here in Wellington. It's our last night of the season.
Last night of the season, that's it. We've been here for 3 months.
3 glorious months.
3 glorious months. And now it's culminating with a massive crowd watching in here as well. And the traditional starting points of competition now taking place too over the course that is 1 meter 60 in height, and I can tell you some of the spreads are somewhat bigger than that as well. So as the Rolex clock hits 8 o'clock, it is time, the hour has come to begin this year's bigger than ever $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. The best of the best have come to Wellington, and now they are ready to fight for the title. The crowd outside taking their seats, settling in. They're going to be on the edge of it for most of it, and we are going to be taking you through each of them here. And we start off with Belgium, with Emily Concert, and Portobello van der Fruitkorf is the horse that she rides. It's a Belgian-bred mare, now an 11-year-old for Emily, who's a younger rider from Belgium, both she and her sister competing at the top level. 26 years of age now, Emily. Now, actually, last year she won one of the major Grand Prix on the Winter Equestrian Festival circuit as well, because she won the Bainbridge Grand Prix on what we call week 9, which basically means it is early March. From then she went to be part of teams, and this year, one of the big Grand Prix this season, she went round for just the one time fault as well. So she's very, very close to another big result here. Jess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my feeling with Emily is that she's really just about to hit top form. She was out with a broken hand, and that threw off her campaign here a little bit, but she's come back strong. Was very, very good on the team in Ocala recently. Yes. And you know, she's got a difficult job to go in as number 1, but when you come into as number 1, you're actually probably delighted to have actually made the cut to qualify. So it'll be interesting to see how she takes us through the course as a first starter.
So as you say, lots to get their teeth into here. Wall comes up early on, but they often do these days. They seem to place them sort of second or third fence.
Yeah, I think they like to just, you know, see that when the horses are at the beginning of the track, give them something to look at. The course builder, of course, wants to get the mistakes all throughout the course, but at a level like this, it's really important that they do set some questions for the horses and rider. And you can just see Emily foot perfect on the 6 strides down there to that vertical. Here it's important to get the line over that oxer. That's a wide oxer. 1.65 meter wide. The 7 strides, she got in very good there. She wanted to get in slow. You can see they really have to slow down and stretch coming out. Portobello doing that very good. It's important to keep the rhythm around the corner here without getting too flat.
And for those watching, just to remind them how this works, 375 meters per minute is the average they should be going at around the course. That's how they've worked out the time allowed. So they need to be inside that time allowed of 84 seconds. Otherwise, they pick up faults for that as well.
Yeah, we heard the awe from the crowd.
Yeah.
Portobello didn't stretch on the 4 meter wide water and just clipped off the front bar of that boxer going into the double.
That goes too.
Yeah, and we're just starting to see how complicated this course is. This pair coming in here with great form and just getting caught out on many, many places.
So total of 12, 81, 88 from the first to go. Never easy being the trailblazer out there, Emily Concert and Portobello van der Fruitkorf. As you say, they've sort of been coming back into this. Jumped a nice round a few weeks ago, but also there's a little bit of rust maybe still there as well.
Yeah, I actually feel that they jumped really great.
Yes.
And like you say, there is an element of rust, but actually they jumped really well and got caught out by this course.
Yeah.
And, you know, if every combination that jumped well jumped clear tonight, we'd have a little bit of a disaster for the course builder. And that's exactly why the jumps are there. It was easy mistakes, but they're there to catch you. It's millimeter mistakes.
Rodrigo Pessoa goes second for Brazil. The rider who's a Rolex testimony, part of the Rolex family there. Rio Equestrian's Prince van Eykenlo. Now, last year he finished in 7th place with a different ride with Major Tom. Major Tom, his championship ride on the sideline at the moment, due to come back in the next few weeks. But gone with this newer ride for him this year that's jumped several of the big Grand Prix so far. Gone very nicely. He finished top 10 in a 5-star Grand Prix here mid-season for them as well. But he's a rider that's won the Athens Olympics. He's world champion, 3-time World Cup champion. He's been and done it all, so his experience is there. The horse has shown a lot of talent.
Yeah, and I think this is really a very, very good horse. He's a little bit his own style of jumping, interesting front leg technique, but he's very careful. And Rodrigo and him have been building their relationship strongly over the period here, both here and sometimes popping up to Ocala. Oh, that's a disappointing mistake early in the course. A horse that was originally produced by Roger-Yves Bost from France.
Yeah.
Before Rodrigo bought the horse, already with Roger-Yves, looking very promising horse, and going on now with Rodrigo.
Roger-Yves Bost, by the way, was a past European champion.
Yes, another superstar. But you can just see how delicate the mistake that he had. That oxer is going slightly down the hill. As I said, you know, Guy knows how to play with the up and down the hill of this arena, the crown, as you love to call it, Stephen. Oh, he's really having to work hard to get him back. Just sometimes takes a little bit of a look at the water, and Rodrigo had to give him a very strong ride, and that's caused the problems afterwards.
Now, we saw problems for him, we saw problems for Emily there as well. I feel it's actually, although that's going to be a difficult line, it's going to be pretty spread out here.
Oh, very much so. Guy did, and his team did a wonderful job yesterday. They actually managed to have every single jump being knocked down on the course, which is quite a feat in a 150 class.
It sounds like it's detrimental, but actually it's a sign of a good course.
No, absolutely. It means that he's able to set questions everywhere in the course without setting one really trappy, difficult problem.
So time-wise, 84.56. They pick up 1 for time going over the time allowed of 84 seconds. Early fence down for them, couple down there as well. But overall, as I say, this is pushing them to a new level here, and really just starting to see what they've got. But you wouldn't be totally disappointed with that.
No, that's the thing. I mean, and what I'm liking and what I'm seeing in the course so far, it's jumping very well.
Yeah.
The riders are getting a good rhythm, and it's delicate mistakes that are coming.
Elena Haas now of the USA, originally from California. She's been riding over here in Wellington, Florida through the season here with a very good gelding by Captain Jack. This is Claude. And for her partnership of 3 years now, clear round rate of 26%. Again, one of the younger riders for the US team, but she was on the big US team in Calgary last year, where she went so brilliantly throughout the summer months as well. She was also top 3 in the 5-star Grand Prix in Ottawa in Canada. So Canada's a happy hunting ground for her. And for her, she would be a little less experienced in something of this magnitude, but an early rail for them.
Yes, already number 3 turning into a problem jump. And you can just see she's less experienced at this level, but like you said, has had some super results, and very good for her to be able to get into a Grand Prix like this already, an achievement to qualify to make the cut to be in this Rolex Grand Prix tonight. And although she's had that mistake, she wants to keep her 2 mistakes, keep her concentration now and get a good round.
Talk to me about the challenge of that Rolex triple combination.
I think the challenge is basically the line into it. They want to be able to get in the 7 strides. It's exactly 7 strides with a little bend. They go up the hill, and then they're slightly on the side of the hill. And I think the biggest thing is it's 2 strides, 1 stride, and those plain yellow poles in the middle are always a little bit of a distraction.
A little bit of balance test as well.
Very much so.
On the 8 at the moment for Elena Haas as they go back to the US Equestrian open fence as well there. Let's put a few of those in perspective, because that is a wide fence, 1.70
yes,
in width.
It's a very wide fence, and it's on a difficult place in the arena, that rollback turn on the side of the hill, as I like to call it. And I mean, all the verticals are 1.60 or more.
Yes. At that final line, looking at the planks, they're just over 1.60 with that, with the swans and a little plank on top there. Final fence, 1.55 and 180 spread on there. So it is 8 faults there for Elena Haas. Takes a wider shot here, Jess, but it still didn't give them enough room to get at it.
Yeah, it's just a very, very cleverly built jump. They've got this strong wall before it, and then they just turn the corner, go down the hill. It's short poles, natural poles, quite difficult for the riders to keep the horses balanced.
Highly experienced rider from Dublin Grand Prix to Olympic bronze to European gold, also finishing well in the Rome Grand Prix before now. That's part of the Rolex series. Cian O'Connor now of Ireland, Chatelainu PS for Pat Green. He was a winner of a World Cup out here in America last year as well. Came through in qualifying on Friday. Now again, new partnership here, 5 months together, still with a very good clear round rate in the very early days for this pair. And you obviously are well aware of him as part of your team. He's been one of the best team riders that Ireland has had.
Yeah, this horse previously ridden by Riccardo Pisani, jumped so well in Saint-Tropez last year, and after that Cian and his partners bought this horse, and they've really been getting to know each other very, very quickly. That was a really unfortunate mistake there. Jumped so good last week, double clear, and he just popped him around in the 140, setting him up for this Grand Prix. This is just a little bit the inexperience of this partnership at this stage. This is why jumping in this Grand Prix is a great test for young partnerships to really understand.
It gives you a gauge.
Yeah, you understand where you are, you understand what still, you know, what experience, what still has to be done. And it's great at this time of year to be able to get in and jump a really big track like this.
Thank you, fans, to the
that jumped really
double.
well.
That he actually jumped really well, but it's not easy again. What's your thoughts on how that rides?
Well, it's all about the line. It's about how you get the jump over the water, and then the line to the blue vertical, so that you're not too fast on the 4 strides coming into the double. But we're seeing already that the course builders are getting the mistakes everywhere on the course. Just lost his balance in front of the plank.
Final fence is going to drop as well. Total of 16.83.09. Remind you, time allowed of 84, so just inside that, but 4 down for Cian O'Connor. Say with a new partnership there with Pat Green's Chatelain UPS. But as you say, it will give him a really good feedback on where they are and what to work on too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the horse jumped brilliantly last week. He'll be disappointed with the result here, but you know, it's a learning curve at this stage of the year. Just understand where he is with the horse. Got this round under the belt and just build on it.
Giorgio Bucci of Italy, one of their leading riders right now, is also headed out here to the United States from European success. In fact, won a Grand Prix in Italy just a couple of weeks ago, and this is a very good partnership. There were top 10 in Geneva. That takes place in December on what's the Rolex Grand Slam. That's the 4 majors through the year. Also linked, of course, then the Rolex series of events. He's also been top 3 in his own Grand Prix in Rome as well. That also now part of the Rolex series. We see Cian O'Connor heading out. Hantano now, that's been a World Cup winning combination as well. That was including in Madrid for the European medalist. Pier Giorgio Bucci, again, just getting in on last gasp in qualifying on Friday as well. So that put them all under pressure.
Certainly was. And my husband's sitting out in the practice arena and he said to me that PG was really, really stressed, waiting to see if he was actually going to make the cut or not. And there was generally a great feeling of, causing a bit of trouble now, that double. The horse is just looking into that water tray. Of course, under the lights, it's very dark blue. Light poles ahead of it. This horse was, of course, best horse on the Italian team last year, and he went through that triple combination absolutely brilliantly. Unfortunately, getting that little mistake earlier on, was a little bit unsure in the combination. But at this stage of the competition, he wants to really keep trying very, very hard, see if he can come home. That's a difficult fence, those grey poles, and you can't see it from the camera angle, but they're jumping right at the in-gate.
Well, I was about to say, you just start to get momentum,
That's it.
Don't you?
And you're just jumping straight at that in-gate, and those plain grey poles, after having had the water, the blue, and then there's a little bit of a plank on the A, really difficult to get the horses just to break that forwards movement.
Finishing on a total of 8 then at 82.60. It's 8 early on for Pier Giorgio Bucci and Hantano. So early scores, couple of fences down for Pier Giorgio Bucci and Elena Haas.
Yeah, and you could really see he was just trying to find the distance he wanted to come in there and had to check Hantano. Didn't exactly get the spot what he wanted, and then just got caught coming out.
Yeah, and as you see them just coming out of that line, as you say, and the Peacocks are just leaning almost into that run towards home. So unfortunately 2 down for Pier Giorgio Bucci, despite having got in. It does leave them on 2 down, but who knows where that will put them in the final shake-up. But we are, a reminder, going in reverse order of qualifying. So the big players from Thursday will go last in this. This is a man who's been a big player here all season, Luis Fernando Larrazabal, and Leanne Ablin's Baroness for the rider for Venezuela, based here in Wellington, Florida. And he's had strings of wins. In fact, 1 week he won 3 classes in a week. Individual silver at the Bolivarian Games last year. He's also ridden to be top 20, in fact top 15 at the Pan American Games too. A prolific winner here. He's very, very competitive when it gets the jump off, but this is another step up with Baroness here that went very well in the early part of the season. Went for 2 down in one of our 5-star Grand Prix. This would just be another step for them.
Yeah, he's been really successful, as you said, Stephen. He's had a great WEF here, another one getting caught out on that 3rd jump. The riders really in the practice arena, they have to start to look at that and understand how they have to approach that jump. A little bit of space and a little bit of pace to get the horses to really stand off and jump out over it. This lovely Baroness, bred by Ludger Gripshofer in Germany. Great horse family, the Gripshofer family. I'm sure they will be watching closely how she is going. Gets caught out by those yellow Rolex poles. Guy and his team have really built a jump for everyone in here tonight. At this moment it looks like a really super piece of course building. Oh, nicely ridden down through there. It's really important to break the tempo on that line. You know, once they get over the water, they've made a big stretch to the water. It's really important that the riders choose the line that they take for those 7 strides, to really get the horses slowed down and their balance again on the back end. That red jump causing a little bit of trouble right up on the top of the hill there.
Final fence is going to drop as well, so it's going to be a score with 1 added time fall as well, 16 jumping, 1 for time as well, total of 17 there for Luis Fernando Lorazabal and Baroness this time. Turn back up to this fence, and it's not that wide this either. It's I've got it down. It's 1 meter. It's 1 meter 40. It's not a wide fence.
It's the beauty of simplicity.
Yeah.
I mean,
go on, explain that one to me.
Well, I mean, he stretches you over a triple bar, long and flat, then gives you the wall up the hill, very strong wall. He really hasn't put the wall there to make it be knocked down. Maybe a horse might spook at it. Makes you turn back on yourself, and then builds these short poles, very natural colour, nearly the same colour as the sand, and has the back bar, although it's square, you're going down the hill, so that unless the riders can stand off the front and get a big wide jump over it, you know, the horses are actually
they're looking
they're on the way down when they come to the back bar.
Now
it really needs to be looked at outside from the riders.
Long-time partnership now, 4 years for Ben Mayer, the world number 3. Like I say, it is 6 of the world's top 10 competing here tonight. Enjeu de Grécien for the one of the best in terms of the fact he's won 3 Olympic golds through the last 3 Olympic Games as well. Charlotte Roster and Pamela Wright's fabulous ride here. Now, he had to fight for qualifying. He didn't have a great day on the first day of qualifying. Anjou and Dallas both went well on Friday to put him back in the strong qualifying position. He's a former winner of this Grand Prix. That was under very different conditions then. He won on the only double clear, but who knows tonight, we'll see. But Ben is very much hungry for a big win.
Yeah, very much so. And I mean, he really showed yesterday how good he is and how good he is under pressure. I mean, it's not for no reason that he's got such a tally of gold medals from Olympics. And he's got his owners here. He wants to please his owners. They're such great supporters. And, you know, a man like this just digs deep, gets stuck in. And, you know, you might not be having the best run of your career, but it doesn't mean that you can't win this Grand Prix tonight.
And he's doing enough that still keeps him at world number 3. He was second in the Grand Prix in the early part of the season. He's so consistently there.
Absolutely. And I mean, maybe what I said was a little bit harsh, but when you're used to being so successful as he is, it's easy to lose the confidence a little bit when it's not flying. And I just don't want to say anything. All I really want to say is that Anjou is a really nice horse. And this is
Go on,
clear.
Ben. Go on, Ben. Go on, Ben. Ben Mayer fought his way back, 82.48, so he's good for time as well. Enjeu de Grécien, he is going to have literally the bit between his teeth as well here today. I am going to get this.
Yeah, I was terrified of jinxing it there for him at the last couple of jumps. But I mean, what a fantastic display of riding and show jumping. We've seen these two on so many occasions show how it can be done. And the extreme precision with which Ben rode this evening, and Anjou really sparkling, come into form at exactly the right moment.
Well, Ben Mayer getting the job done. The British rider, like I say, former winner of this back in 2016 with Serena on that occasion. Gives us number 1 of this $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Natalie Dean now. Natalie, the US rider, originally also from California, now based here in Wellington too. Marigold Sport Horses, Mr. Boombastic. Former Irish ride, in fact, of Dennis Lynch. Finished top 5 in a recent Grand Prix just last week in Ocala as well. She jumped brilliantly on the teams that she's been on this year. She's a 6 months partnership, as we see, clear round rate of 100%, because that's only been 160 start, so up to this height. But like I say, that was only last week too. So they're really starting to gauge this now. But Natalie, who's worked with some terrific riders, including Ben in her career, and now with Jos Lansing, the former world champion, will be very interesting to see today.
Yeah, very much so. And it's just so nice to see the partnership that she's already formed with Mr. Boombastic. As you said, went very well with Dennis Lynch before Natalie bought him, and running her stables together with her boyfriend and getting some great support now from Jos Lansing. As you said, it's so good when these younger riders can work with some experienced riders over the years and get some help.
Now coming out of that Rolex triple, that's 1.70 meter spread out of that.
I mean, it's huge. And a partnership that is still green at this level. She was very, very careful to get that vertical jumped in the middle, and it was just a little difficult for them to stretch coming out. But you can just see how well this horse wants to jump for Natalie. And it must be said that Natalie really has been herself also with her other horses in amazing form recently. Last 2 outings on the American team, jumping clear rounds for her country. Definitely a star of the future, Natalie, and her team of horses.
Just going to finish with 1 time fall to add there as well. 4 jumping, 1 time, total of 5 for Natalie Dean. And so, good run though from that combination. Really their first big test, having jumped very well just last week too. But this is another step up for them, and fantastic stuff from her. And the US rider with another potential superstar. There's your Slansing, the trainer there, just so frustrated because he is another where number 1 is the spot you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, that was for me just a typical moment of a partnership that are still gelling. You know, she sat very still for the verticals, and she just felt that with his scope, he would be able to take her out. But in the future, she'll know she needs to give him just a little bit more support. Disappointing, but really, they should be proud of themselves for what they achieved.
Ireland now, Jordan Coyle, the Land Farms Chacolino, finished 4th in this very Grand Prix last year. New level with $1 million on the table for this. And after he was out during the summer with injury as well, wasn't he? And again, he's fought through with 2 different horses this week to get himself in qualification.
Yeah, Jordan really injured his knee badly in Calgary, a really silly fall in Calgary last year, and has had to work very, very hard to come back. Wasn't even really in the best of shape when he got here Wellington at the beginning of the season, and his team have really helped him riding the horses so as he can really concentrate on competing and working with his physio and his personal trainer, just really trying to get back into shape. But has done some great riding around here in WEF. Really get always in balance with his horses, finds the way.
Jordan based out here in the United States.
Good to get that out of the way, and he's already changed slightly the bit with Chacolino during the weeks. Now just a little pony hackamore. This horse really seems to like it.
But that was a good example of just quietening things down, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, is it gone? I'm sure it's gone.
No, it's staying there.
Oh, I can't believe it. The luck of the Irish. Come on, Jordan. Jordan does a lot with Dermot Lennon, who'll be sitting in front of the TV, I'm sure, even though it's late at home. Come on, Jordan.
He's going to be close on time. It should be enough. Yep, 82, 87.
George is delighted. Good man, George.
Well,
good man, Jordan.
It's been a big week for him. Jordan Coyle produces the second of the clears. Like I say, he was 4th last year as well with this very horse. And he's, again, been keeping this horse back. He had to rely on the rest of the team to get him into qualification, didn't he?
Yeah, a strong piece of belief in your plan and belief in your management of your horses. And you know, really well done to Jordan and his team. There is George, and George will be absolutely delighted with it. Happy to see it.
Yeah.
I love the emotion.
There we go. So that's what it all means. Winner of the Friday Speed. So these were the riders that came out of that Friday Speed. Jordan Coyle had to jump himself into qualification there. Had a hard-fought round to do that back on Friday, only 24 hours ago, or a little bit more than that now. Charlotte Jacobs was the winner of that class, the Speed, and now turns to the North Star of East Aurora, New York's Playboy JTZ. The US rider who's been on winning teams here in Wellington last season as well, also up in Traverse City in Michigan. And comes in as one that also could be one to very quietly put a very good round together with this horse by Presley Boy.
Yeah, really lovely horse, this Playboy. And that win yesterday, Stephen, we really enjoyed watching her round yesterday with the lovely son of Rinkula Abu, who herself was a very, very successful horse. Lovely Irish breeding. And Charlotte has been gaining a lot of experience now over the last years. Trained for a while in Ireland with Greg Broderick before coming back home, and now under the watchful eye of Kent Farrington. Did that go? It did.
Yes.
Our cameraman is very fast. Faster than those poles. Oh, she just wasn't able to get him slowed down enough from the water, and he just took that little sneaky rail off there. It shows how important it is for the riders to really get the horses settled down after stretching over 4 meters of water.
Over the Red Dragon fence, no trouble at all, but Little plank to finish. Overall, looks like they're going to stay at the 8. 2 down, 81.56 for Charlotte Jacobs and Playboy. Like I say, very good performing combination for the US team before now. Fourth best at the moment with 2 clears, Ben Mayer and Jordan Coyle, Ireland and Great Britain to date. Jess, another little look back here at the Rolex triple.
Yeah, very cheap mistakes there for Charlotte in there. Playboy backs off and she stretches for the back bar, but just not enough. And here you can see just lacking in the absolute consequence to get him back for that vertical.
Talking of consequence, a lot of consequence on this combination because they're the winners of this class for the last 2 years. They are the Olympic gold medal winning combination as well, individually too. Christian Kukuk in the Beerbaum Stables, Checker 47. And as you see, 5-year partnership. It's including the Paris Olympic individual title as well. Twice winner of this. Nobody has won it 3 years on the bounce. This would be the 3-peat if they could do that. This would be another piece of history here in Wellington, and a great way to start off the Rolex series for 2026 as well. And the horse has been flown in the last few weeks, and well, no mistaking that is down, unfortunately. They went very well last week, but it is wall down for them. So the three-peat is not on, and I think he's going to pull up.
Yeah, I think he's just doing the right thing there. Just from the word go, it didn't go their way, and both Christian and Checker have got absolutely nothing to prove.
Absolutely nothing to prove, as you say. They're the twice winners of this, and here looking back at the wall, just through in the end.
Yeah. Even Rolex is destructible.
Yeah, it happens to the best, and that is not.
But it's nice to see the material is so light, and those walls, it goes down very easy. And you know, I think you just put that down to one of those phenomenons of show jumping, that it can happen to the best.
It does.
And leave it at that.
And they are certainly the best in there as well. So unfortunately, Christian Kukuk and Checker not to be tonight for them. So that story changes. Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle, the clears so far on our lineup. And Lefty and the whole team there, supported by, of course, designers, judges, just putting it all back in place. So final bricks going in. As I mentioned, the Rolex series, those are all the destinations for the Rolex series. It starts in Wellington here. We've got finishes with Brussels. That is going to be the last stage there, because we were looking at the back of it the other way round, and heads off to everywhere from Dublin to Rome to Le Ball and Dinard, France as well, to name but a few. Lily Keenan started the season fantastically with the win in the Netchets Grand Prix here as well, but also with this new ride, Highway. She won an early national Grand Prix. Now we say, well, what significance is that? Well, actually it was the first time they'd ridden in the ring together, went straight out, won the Grand Prix. It's a former ride of Willem Graver of Netherlands that won the Dutch Masters, which is a Rolex Grand Slam. That's a major. That's, you know, again, take against tennis, take against golf. But this new partnership coming together again for Team Niehoff, and she is a fabulous rider. It's going to be really interesting to see, because this horse is going to be aimed at a lot of Grand Prix this year, and has already shown the partnership straight off the bat went click.
Yeah, really, really good. And, you know, the horse was absolutely brilliant with Willem Graver. And I think, you know, great that Willem and Team Niehoff, you know, that they could find a solution for this wonderful horse to be with Lily, and they formed straight away. I was there that evening, watched that Grand Prix. She won it in great style, and you know, like with Willem, you can see that this horse is really loving it with Lily.
So getting underway, Lily Keenan and new partnership of Highway Tien. Ooh, has the wall.
Oh dear. So now suddenly the wall's become the bogey.
Now got to get the balance back.
That was a bit of a shame, but he lost his little protector off his foot when he jumped number one. It's just a little protector that he doesn't jump in the back of his foot, and maybe that just unbalanced him, but he's not looking too happy in here now today. That's a shame for Lily and Highway. would have been one of the partnerships that you really thought could have played a role in here this evening?
I'd say Lily overall, having had a very good season. Splash in the water, hand goes up from O'Connor, our judge, down at the water there. If they land in the water or on the tape, they pick up 4 for that. But again, for her, this is actually going to help being a little bit of a fact-finding mission at this point to go, okay, what do we need to work on?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this is the first huge Grand Prix that the two of them have been in, and you've got to get in there to understand exactly where you are with a horse. But I do think that this is just not, it's not their evening tonight. Normally they've been foot perfect the whole way, so they just have to put this behind them and move on.
Total of 16 at 80.47, 16 there for Lily Keenan and Highway TN. Well, it's been a fantastic start for Ben Mayer as well, and he is down with Ali.
Hey Stephen, down here with our Pathfinder, Ben Mayer. Ben, it may not have been your circuit thus far, but it can still be your night. What are your takeaways from this daunting course?
Yeah, it's not been a bad start to the year. I've been happy enough. I had a couple of the other horses haven't come out yet, but Anju's been my horse I've campaigned, and he's in incredible form right now. Really, really confident. He likes this ring and this environment, and I had a good feeling going into this evening.
And what were the takeaways? 2 takeaways from this course?
We expect a big course here tonight. There's great horse rider combinations, one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen here. I've been coming here a long time, so big sport. It was always going to be hard, but there's no let up on the course. It starts pretty bold early on with the triple bar on the wall, and then it gets quite careful at the end of the course. So there's no free jumps tonight.
Absolutely not. Thank you so much. Good luck for the jump off. Back to you, Stephen.
Yep, no giveaways at all. Daniel Coyle on course right now with Incredible, the Irish rider riding for Ariel Grange. Now, he also was top 10 in this class last year with a horse called Legacy, which is a fantastic horse, but now retired. Daniel, who's been also a World Cup winner and Grand Prix winner on either side of the Atlantic, plotting his way through here. He's based up in Ocala, north of here.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
Rides for Ariel Grange, and like you said, with that wonderful mare, but incredible in his own right, has done some incredible things. Jumped around the Grand Slam of Geneva just for a time fault. Again, after the water there, just really getting caught out by that tall vertical.
Now, going back to what Ben Mayer was saying there, Jessica unfortunately has the US Equestrian Open fence down as well. He said bold early, delicate late.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, everybody has their own take because everybody has a little bit what suits for their horse and everything. But he's very correct. 1, 2 are very bold. Number 3 is already delicate. That was really hard luck for Daniel and for Incredible.
Yeah, going to finish on 8.82.13 there for Daniel Coyle as they come here to the Tokyo fence, one of the fences emulated from Tokyo Olympic Games. And then here back to the US Equestrian Open as the show jumping finale of that as well. But again, it just shows, Jess, they've fallen in all directions. We go to Tom Watchman, also of Ireland. In fact, we've got 3 for Ireland coming up. This is the Coolmore Show Jumping's Tabasco de Toxandria there. The 21-year-old Tom, already well up the world rankings and won the London Grand Prix in December as well. You and I were watching that one too. He's been a superb performer for Team Ireland already, despite his youthful age. He's come out of a huge family steeped in this. The whole of his family are one of the, if not the biggest names in racing as well, and racing breeding. So horses right the way throughout his life. What are your thoughts on tonight? Because this is some super partnership.
Yeah, and a brilliant partnership. At his young age, he's got 2 really outstanding horses that he's formed a brilliant partnership with. Here with his trainer, Cian O'Connor, and his whole family are here, his mum and dad and grandpa and grandma. Oh, I can't believe it.
Wall.
That's really untypical. That was something now we would not have expected. Tabasco normally really very brave. That's hard luck now for Tom. He just has to keep cool down. Bring it home. Oh, no. He doesn't like it.
No, Dango.
Dango,
all of it, I'm afraid. They're both going to get up and be okay, but unfortunately, that is separation early end of their round. They're going to head home there, and unfortunately for them, closing out for Tom Watchman. Tabasco to Toxani said, as you say, it is highly unusual for that pair as well.
Yeah.
And there you see Tom.
I'm really sorry for Tom. He's fine there. You know, these are the show jumping things, and he just has to get up. That was something that is just one of those freak things in show jumping. Normally Tabasco's been really super with him. He's had a great run, and when something like that happens, you just have to pick yourself up, regroup, and go again. And he's very young, and he's a great rider, has a great horse, super support for the family. So it's a difficult end for him here, but there will be better days for Tom.
There will be better days. There have been a lot better days all the way through the season, but as you say, big season ahead for them, unfortunately. Also, just proving it's not an easy night tonight, and horses and riders, it's not machines. These things happen, and so they part company. They'll be back for more during the season. I'm sure going to be part of Teams for Ireland to come, who knows, in the future as well. But Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle on the clear list at the moment. Those are the two, and as I say, we're going in reverse order of qualifying as well. We've got some very strong combinations coming early on, but it's fascinating to see how it's changed around so far. We've got Michael Duffy now, also of Ireland, like I say, 3 in a row. Mr. Quirley Z, former rider Jason Foley as well of Ireland. And really, first season 5-star for this combination with a highly accomplished rider who's team silver medalist from European Championships before now, and he's a fantastic rider at producing a horse too. Has worked with some amazing riders from Shane Breen through to Elena Stormans. Lovely natural rider to watch. I'm going to be fascinated to see how he tackles this tonight.
Yeah, Michael Duffy, really great guy, and he's brought this horse on really well through the time here in WEF. Again, another rider coming from such an equestrian family, riding, course building, everything in his parents and grandparents, and he's really made a very good name for himself in the sport. And this horse previously ridden by Jason Foley, who actually won an under-25 Grand Prix in Stockholm with the horse before it went to Michael, and he's campaigned the horse quietly, but he's really stepped him up here now in the last 3 months, as you say, and I think he won a 2-star Grand Prix one of the weeks, and has then moved him up now to the 5-star, and it's really impressive how this horse has taken the step. But this really will be, for his experience, a huge test tonight. But Michael, really a rider who's well able to help a horse around a course. So let's see how they get on.
Yeah, 2 clears at the moment, Ben Mayer and Jordan Coyle. This is the 15th of the 40 that we'll see tonight. We're over the wall.
Yeah, he just kept a little hold of his head there. You know, when there's been a couple of dramas at the wall, everybody outside is aware of it. Little touch there, gave him a lovely ride through the corner, got the horse very, very balanced to that double to really give him every chance to get it jumped. Really important to pick your line to suit your horse. And Guy's course building, once he sets you into a line, you know, you need to get in good to get out good, because it's the knock-on effect from one distance to the next. Especially, as you said here, Stephen, when you get that water jumped, it's imperative that you get the horse calm down here and balanced to be able to get those.
Oh no, he was trying to take the revs off and didn't hit the spot they wanted. But
yeah, there I really think was just the inexperience of the horse there. And of course he went straight through it, so it's just considered as a knockdown. And you can just see the braveness of the horse and the strength of the rider to support the horse after that, to go and jump that double. Mr. Quirley, really very, very brave individual. And Michael just trying to support him now through.
I'm going to say Michael giving a very supportive ride home.
Give him a good trip home. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah. So it's going to put a total of 27 on the scorecard, 98 there for time, and so adds on the time faults there for them as well. Was going well until after the water. Coming back here, Jess. How would you describe it?
I would say Michael said go, and Mr. Quirley said no.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I would say indecision, but
yeah,
not
greenness.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of those situations. He wanted to give the horse a little bit of room on the jump, and the horse just at that moment got insecure and didn't feel comfortable to take off.
So Michael heads on out. Kevin Jochims of the Netherlands in now for our next up. Also out here for just a couple of weeks to take a shot at this big $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Camilla van der Helle for the Dutchman. Rider was on the teams in Dublin last year. He's actually a former winner of the Dublin and Hickstead Grand Prix. Dublin now part of the Rolex series as well, has been for the last couple of seasons. He won out in Slovakia last year in the Grand Prix too. Highly accomplished rider again, and it's great to see him with a horse at the top level. 16th of the 40 here tonight. Now it's been an eventful last few. Let's see if we calm the ship again.
It certainly has, but we notice how this phenomenon of these really big competitions, when the pressure is on and the fences are at their maximum, the horses sense the pressure of the riders feel the pressure. You know, it's like a Kessel in there. There's so many people sitting around. There's a packed house tonight. The atmosphere in there, it's like a big stadium for baseball or something.
You're a rider that's been in the top 10. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Camilla, she's a very delicate mare, and he loves her dearly, but he knows that she's a little bit delicate, and sometimes she feels a little bit uncomfortable in a situation, and that was just
so
the thing.
He does the right thing, turn away, get her quiet again, and give her confidence again, but he's going to say not to me tonight.
Yeah, but I must say he has huge respect for this mare. I was talking to him this morning. You know, he really loves her. She is a little bit delicate and has great days. She jumped a double clear in the Aga Khan in Dublin in the Nations Cup. You know, they've had so many good days.
Yes. Not to be for Kevin Jochims, but very sensibly showing the horsemanship there as well as he just heads on out. And so Kevin leaving it with the clears so far of Ben Mayer and Jordan Coyle. So just getting some quiet and back down again. And says thank you very much. Canada now, and Kyle Tim, one of the top combinations for the Canadians, the Canadian national champion. Casino Calvin for the Rain family that are such tremendous supporters of several riders at the top level. In fact, they've got several competing here tonight. There's Ian Miller, who is not only one of the best the sport has produced, certainly the best Canada has produced, Captain Canada, who also is team manager for the Canadian team now as well, watching intently. He's one of the most competitive men you'll ever come across.
Yeah, unbelievable. I saw him the other day on his little motorbike, zipping along from farm to farm here, full of energy and still riding every day. And a great personality in the sport.
Yeah, it's a very good combination. They've been placed in several Grand Prix, including in London in the summer, top 5 there. It's been with us for a few weeks here for the Wellington season that takes place over 3 months here in Florida. Jump round on our previous 5-star Grand Prix for 6 faults, so a fence down in a couple of time.
Yeah, and he went down on the 5 strides there, really positive ride down. Good choice there from Kyle. Great support from the Rain family, based in France. And really has been building over the last year's great string of horses. Casino Calvin, nicely produced from Philippa Linde from Denmark before coming to Kyle. Oh, took a look there, jumped it. And he's really, at this moment, he's giving a very, very supportive ride. I was just, you could just see he's really trying to support the horse. Casino Calvin a little bit backed off, not taking on the jumps as well as you would sort of want him to. And Kyle really trying to stay calm, but at the same time giving support. But of course, this course is too delicate to allow for that.
Here's the plank, the Rolex fence to complete. Like I say, that's certainly not small, 180 in spread, and so it is going to be a completing round there for Kyle Tim with Casino Calvin. 12 faults, 83.48 for them. Look at the water here, and as you say, they just then ended up a little bit maybe further away than they wanted.
Yeah, I think in the end the horse stopped to take him forwards in front of the water, and then instead of being able to slow the horse down and have him with his energy behind, he was actually having to push the horse forwards, and of course that's what resulted in the mistakes.
Czechia rider Václav Stanek to go now, based here in the United States. Also rides for Ariel Grange of Canada, same owner as that of Daniel Coyle's horses a little bit earlier on. They're in the same stable together. Václav, an amazing season last year. He's continued to grow. He won a massive Grand Prix at Spruce Meadows in the summer. He was part of the European Championships in Spain as well, and also just won a couple of weeks ago, last week up in Ocala as well, just over a week ago there. So partnership of 3 years now for this partnership with Quintin. Again, another horse that was, as I say, within the stable, also being ridden by Daniel Coyle through its career, but this has now become the partnership together. Gets deeper but cleaner at the wall.
Václav, another rider that's supported by Ariel Grange. Great setup they have there. Oh, and he goes to the left.
He almost looked as though he caught it with his foot.
He did actually caught the stands. He just went completely to the left. And this is a horse, you know, he's got so much scope, this horse, for a big competition like this. And that's a very, very annoying mistake. I'm just seeing he has to give him quite a bit of support. He normally likes to sit very quiet in this horse, but just needing tonight over this course to give him a bit of support.
Crosses the channel, gets a nice shot right the way through that line.
Yeah, really good there. Oh, tried to give him a little bit of room there, didn't work out. This course really started to take the toll today.
Finishing on 12, it's 84.72 and one for time, total of 13 of Václav Stanek and Quintin. But again, I'm going to remind you that although we've had some strong combinations go early on with Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle, Christian Kukuk, okay, not their night tonight, we've actually got really the strongest group coming up in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. The strongest group from the qualification.
Yeah.
And of course, that's, you know, some riders used other horses for the qualification. There you can really see how the horse jumped to the left. But yes, it is true. We're looking at those on-form combinations are still to come. And don't forget, course builder Guy, he said he wanted, I didn't hear it, but he said he wanted 8. So, you know, we've had 2 already.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know, I don't think we're in a bad position at this stage as far as the course builder's point of view.
21-year-old Ansgar Holchers Jr. now, and Good Einhaus is of here in Wellington, where he's based as well. His Pixel K also spends much of the summer based over in Europe as well. And for the young rider, he's already won 2 Grand Prix previously here in Wellington. Not at this level, but building through. Last year, winning a 4-star Grand Prix on this horse. But again, this year has been, and I interviewed him just the other day, now his year to start stepping into the 5-star Grand Prix even more. And this is going to be his biggest test to date.
Yeah, very much so. But he's really been working towards this. His trainer, Rennie Tebble, has been here with him most of the time. Oof, just got dragged a bit deep there. And his mum and dad also riders themselves, great supporters. An Ansgar rider that really, he's very dedicated to the sport. Yeah, he rode that water a little bit like a small vertical, and now he's just said, you know what, it's enough tonight.
So deciding to retire there for Ansgar Holchers Jr. 21-year-old, like I say, he's actually had a good season here. Not only wins, he finished actually top 5 in the Grand Prix qualifier in one of the 5-star weeks as well, so he's certainly started to make that progression up, as unfortunately, as you say, pushes away the Bainbridge fence.
Yeah, I mean, once the mistakes started to come, a little bit the concentration was gone, and then, you know, when that's it, there's no need to go on, just save the horse for another day. I think that was a good decision that they made.
Amy Miller's going to bring our first half to a close. The Canadian Olympian with Team Eye Candies and the Millbrook Farms Jagger HX. She rode the Olympics in 2016. We saw her dad, Ian Miller, just a few moments ago that we talked about. She was top 10 in the Grand Prix in Dublin last year as part of the Rolex series as well. She's a Pan Am silver medalist, highly accomplished rider. Great experience that she brings in here as well. Oh, and has the first fence. I will say, a little of we said about earlier in the week, the fences are falling all over.
Yeah, this seems to be a genius strike that this man and his team have, that they're able to get the mistakes on every fence. Jagger was just jinxing a little bit left and right on the way to number 1, and then she wasn't able to get his concentration enough. Very disappointing, because this is a horse that's well able to jump a big track like this. Came from the Hendricks brothers in the Netherlands, great friends of her dad over the years. And as you said, Amy and Jagger have really such a great partnership. And on the big occasion, that's normally when this horse can really shine. There's so much scope. Jump to the right there, he's in the water. It is a wide water today, 4 meters. Nothing to make the horses really get up in the air. Just see he shifts a little bit to the right there, making everything a little bit wider for her.
What I have been interested to see is that plank, although it has been down, hasn't been down much, and for there it's just a slither of a slither, a matchstick of wood lying up there.
Yeah, I mean it's also a very beautiful jump to look at, the planks, and it is quite difficult because the flat pole, the horses tend not to have as much respect as the round pole, but it also very much depends these days where the course builder puts it. And he's really put it there as more of a nerve jump for the rider as the horse.
Big jump of the water, put them in it as they got high there as well. So a couple of time there too, total of 10. It is 2 clears at the moment, swanning our way into the second half of our $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Ben Mayer is the clear alongside Jordan Coyle. Those are the 2 at the moment. And we complete the first round here. Like I say, second half coming up. Again, second half is a really stacked field for this as well. 2 clears at the moment. And just to remind you as well, we've got a Rolex giveaway for you as well. And you can join in the fun with the Rolex Series for your chance to win a saddle. Rolex Series, RolexSeriesEquestrian.com. Head there. How to play during each Rolex Series event. We'll give you a question, and at the end of the series, you can follow right the way through and submit your answer for your chance to win as well. And tonight's question: Christian Kukuk won the Wellington Rolex Grand Prix in both 2024 and 2025. Who's the only other rider to have won it twice? Who's the only other rider to have won it twice? Stay tuned. We will reveal the answer a little later to give you a chance. I feel like I'm back at school. Listen closely. We'll give you the answer before you have the exam. And so that's your chance. Fences falling in all directions. 2 big clears so far in our $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. We're going to be back after a very short break, and join us for part 2 in just a minute.
Five-star Grand Prix.
They are shows you just want to be your best. You can really feel the weight of the history when you come here.
He will jump maybe the biggest 10 feet of the year.
It takes determination and hard work, not just great horses.
Some hustle out there, guys. That's right, stay low. Short, I want to see you post up. It's going to be a long season.
We fly horses anywhere around the world, whether it is a hobby horse or it's an Olympic champion. It's about getting an animal from point A to point B safely, in best of health, and in the quickest possible of time. We understand the business better than anybody else. We do not leave any stone unturned, and we are staffed by horse people from every layer of the company. We give horses wings around the world, across the globe, or across the street.
We treat our pets like we treat ourselves. You brush, they chew. You squat, they spring. Healthy routines for you, healthy routines for them. Greenies make health a treat.
Well, welcome back to a big night here for the Rolex US Equestrian Open 5-star Grand Prix. First half completed, just the 2 clears out of that, but like I said, the best in qualifying comes up with our 20 remaining combinations as well, although we've seen several superstars and amazingly losing some of those out of the field. We're going to get some expert view from down in the warm-up too, as Ali Wolf is down there, I think, with Helena Stormans.
That's right, Stephen. I'm down here with Helena Stormans. Helena, we see you running back and forth from the ring to the in-gate to watch all your riders. 4 current riders in this class tonight. How do you juggle all of it, and who are the riders?
Well, I don't really juggle too much. I'm only, everybody has their plan and we walk the course together. So it was a bit tougher on Emily. She was first to go. It's always hard to know what the time allowed is going to be. Luckily, she has a fast horse. She was very economical with her route. She came in 2.5 seconds inside the time allowed. It's now turning out to be a much better result than it first looked. And she broke her hand about 4 weeks ago, so she's only just back riding. Last week, she took the brace off and rode in Ocala. So that I was proud of her round. She tried, and then Michael Duffy. That's a very green horse. We bought him as an 8-year-old, and he's really developed very well. He's 10 now, so that was good. But these are people that I've been helping for quite a long time. Nina and I have been working together for over a year. Kyle Tim the same. Kyle Tim also had a silly rail at the red one. I thought this middle line would have suited him better, the 7 and then the little bit long 4. But after the water, the horse was just maybe a little stressed, and then he had those 2, and then he tried to do 7 across the middle. That was just too long, and that's how it goes at this level. It's difficult.
Absolutely. We still have one more rider left, but I wanted to switch base a little bit and talk. You also have a son that's coming up the ranks through some 2-star Grand Prix very successfully. What is it like now putting on your mom's hat and watching your son compete?
Well, I guess he has a bit of bad luck because I'm very hard on him, because I see the mistakes, and I'm very unforgiving as a trainer. So as a mum, I'm probably more forgiving. But if he's going to learn, he's got to learn the hard way, because this level, he's not at this level yet, but this level is tough. I mean, it's precision riding. I thought Ben's was a beautiful round. Jordan Coyle was fantastic. I'm always happy when Jordan's clear because he's just such a fighter. But this is a very tough course, and it's $1 million, so this is the top of the top. So there you go.
Absolutely, and we have one more spectacular rider, Nina Malave, top leading lady rider in the world, ranked number 7. We wish her the best of luck. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you, Ali. Always love to see Helena keeping busy through the evening. Fantastic career that she had as well, winning many Grand Prix around the world. We're in break time here as we see our crowd here in Wellington, like we heard a little earlier on. This is probably, I would say, the biggest crowd we've seen here in this amazing history. Heading out to watch the $1 million US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Jess Kitten and I will be taking you through part 2 in a few moments' time. 20 remaining riders still to come. An amazing lineup of those still to take a shot at this. We're going to be back in a few moments' time. Join us here from Wellington International in southern Florida, where it's certainly hotting up.
The $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, a Rolex Series event, is presented in part by Defender, the official vehicle of US Equestrian, Bratter PA Immigration Law Firm, representing elite athletes, entrepreneurs, and executives, and Mars Equestrian, a better world for horses, pets, and people.
Well, welcome back to the first of Rolex Series events for this year from Wellington, Florida, and it has certainly been an interesting first half of this class so far. Two clears, Ben Mayer and Jordan Coyle, fences falling in all directions. It's a mixture of boldness and delicacy, as Ben Mayer talked about a little bit earlier on, and it's certainly making for a fascinating night of competition. This is the second half of riders coming up. We can start with the world number 2, Ken Farrington and Gray, big favourites here tonight. Tyser Owen, highly to be, who jumped so brilliantly for second earlier on in the season in a big Grand Prix for the Australian. Bertram Allen, who's also gone very close in this big Grand Prix before now, top 5 last year, this time with long-time partner Pacino Miro, and Marilyn Little, who's been on amazing form, also second. In fact, was equal second with Tyser Irwin in that same Grand Prix with La Contessa. Laura Kraut, second here last year, returns with Bisquetta this time. Carl Cook could be the one that jumps above the radar in just a moment, the Olympic silver medalist with Caracol de la Roque. And then another from the world's top 10 with Nina Malave, world number 7 with Dynasty de Belfort. Derek Kenny, also a big Grand Prix winner this year, already into 2026 with Eddie Blue. Nicola Philipparts, European team gold medalist with Gadget Mouche. Mimi Goshman, the 21-year-old star from the US with Inclin BH. Julien Arcatan and Blood Diamond Dupont. And Daniel Blumen further down with Corby VV. Final 2 includes Richie Vogel, world number 4 and former winner of this Grand Prix, Gangster Moldésir. And then last to go there was the rider who's been on unbelievable form, Shane Sweetnam. Here another look back at a line that's caused few issues for some. The poles dropping there. Jessica Kirsten alongside me here tonight. We've seen all sorts of problem areas, but this one here, early on, 2 to 3.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen the third jump causing quite a few problems, but it probably also has a lot to do with 1, the triple bar, 2, the Rolex wall up the hill. Then it's shorter poles on this natural colour. There with Lily, you could see she just get dragged in. That's happened to a few others there in Vaclav. He just jumped too much to the left. And here, we didn't see Christian, but his trip was over after the wall.
Yep, we're going to jump in very quickly and catch up now with Ken Farrington. Ken Farrington is the world number 2 and last year winner of 7 5-star Grand Prix. That is an unbelievable run, to put that in context. The multi-winner of majors, including the Geneva Grand Prix last year. That's the Rolex Grand Slam in December as well, with this very same horse, the fabulous mare by Calestis Greyer. So all eyes are going to be on him. 4-year partnership now, 4 faults or better 92% of the time. That's an unbelievable stat for them too. But what they need is a clear, because they want to be right in there for this. Jess Curtin alongside me. This is where he really loves this type of competition. Big money, big pressure, big result if they pull it off.
Yeah, Kent is always striving for perfection. Not a word that we like to really use, perfection, when we're working with animals, but he's always striving to have his horse planned on point for the correct competition that suits that horse. He took Tuluiana to Sertogenbosch for the leg of the Rolex Grand Slam, and he's brought Greya here today. She's been in great form. He just popped her around that 150 yesterday, and she looked really, really super. One of these combinations we kind of expect to go clear, but of course it's not that easy. There's a lot of jumping out there to do.
And this is a pairing that a lot of the rest, or basically all of the rest, are going to be looking on, because if they get in the jump off, they are so fast. So all eyes are going to be on really what this pairing does here tonight.
Yeah, very much so. Lovely down through there. Kent always has a lovely forwards movement with Greya. Finding a waiting distance out of the forwards movement. With a little bit of work to do there. Got it done. Stay calm now. Oh, good girl. Such a lovely horse. And he really has, you know, he gets his horses, tends to get his horses younger, finds the way that they like to go in his way. Kent always loves to have the horses, as I said, going forwards. Stay concentrated now for the last line. This is what we want. We want them in the jump off.
We're going to get them in the jump off. Ken Farrington going clear for the Rolex testimony. So it is going to be clear round number 3 Not a huge surprise, but also adds the pressure and the tension for the rest of us watching Kent go with Greer, because, as you say, we want him in the mix. He's going to make it really, really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you get a little bit of a sneaky look at his Alcaraz Daytona that he's wearing with pride. Testimonial for Rolex, of course, is Kent. And the ease with which she jumped around today.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you see a combination jumping around, you say, oh, they worked for that. But they made it look easy today.
Cheeky little smile there from Kent as he gives a thumbs up to the rest of the crowd.
I think he can after that performance.
Yeah, exactly. Mission accomplished. I came here with a mission, and part 1 is done. Katie Diner now, the US rider with the Grand Raid Partners of New York's out of the blue SCF for Katie, a combination that featured well in the World Cup finals before now as well, finishing 8th place there for the rider who's won World Cups and Grand Prix out here in the United States, from the fabled National Horse Show Grand Prix through to the President's Cup in Washington as well a couple of seasons ago now. And like I say, can produce some very consistent form, which they did last year through the World Cups, to qualify for the final once again.
Yeah, you could just see Katie after the wall. She took a little bit of a bigger turn back to number 3 and then got a good shot at it with a little bit of room, and out of the blue jumping it great for her. Her trainer, Beat Mandley, has now been with her for very many years. They're such a good team together. Beat himself was absolute superstar for the Swiss team many years. Oh. Yeah.
Has it down on the way out. I mean, she was trying to, the line before that, she was really trying to get them off the fence and get the pace right, and then it caught up with them there again.
Yeah, it's just accuracy is so important around this course. This mare jumping her heart out as usual for Katie. Out of the blue that they bought from Shane Sweetnam. Yeah, and that's also a tricky jump back up the hill, out of the corner. You know, this part of the course now starts to catch up with him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of big jumps up to there, and you can just see out of the blue just getting a little tired there at the end.
Well, unfortunately, it means they also pick up time falls there. 26 in total, 85-18 is the time for Katie Diner. But again, as you say, this is such an accuracy test out here. The moment you start getting out of your rhythm, out of the balance, it's going to come at you thick and fast.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, it's not possible for every combination to jump around here easily the way in which Greer and Kent did. And we always have to remember, you know, the ones that have jumped clear around, these are very experienced riders with horses on absolutely in top form.
Yes.
You know, it's no giveaway out there tonight.
And bearing in mind, you've been here for a whole season, that they've been aiming to peak them at this point, exactly as you say.
Yeah, very much so. And it's, you know, riders have to get experience doing this to really have the feeling what to do. And yeah, it's tough.
Highly experienced rider in Tyser Owen now of Australia, and an Olympic combination last year. This is Michael Smith's higher Lita B partnership over 2 years now. Good clear round rate. They've been on the podium, and that was in the 5-star Grand Prix here about 3 weeks ago for them. In fact, they were equal second, Tyser Owen and Marilyn Little, who comes up in a few minutes' time. But this so far has been a partnership that have jumped a good number of clears and have really kept consistency throughout. I don't want to, again, jinx it here, but
no, it's
I expect to see a good solid round, hopefully.
Absolutely right what you say. And
still applies.
Yeah, still applies. No, very much so. I mean, Hailita is quite difficult out in the warm-up, but in the arena, really concentrated mare. And Tyser does a great job with. Has been getting some help from Marcus Beerbaum. But again, we're on a different level. You know, this is championship course here tonight.
Yeah.
And they just need to get the experience on this level. I mean, for these two, they won't have seen something like this now. But you can just see Alicia's really so genuine. And Ty's always giving a very good, positive ride. In the second half of the course, you can just see that the mare is starting to understand the height and the width of the jumps.
And got engaged.
I
There
mean,
you go. Jumped the last well.
the second half of the course was super.
Yeah.
You know, it's you nearly felt at the beginning there the mare wasn't really, it's bigger and wider than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And once she got into it, brilliant performance.
She said, okay, we've got the scope to do this. I can do this.
That's it. You can just, she landed a little bit on her head in there, wasn't able to get out of trouble quick enough. Probably came in a little bit faster than she wanted to. Wasn't able to get slowed down enough there in the middle, and then it was very wide to come out. I mean, there was excuse for all of those mistakes.
Yeah. 3 clears at the moment with Kent Farrington, Ben Mayer and Jordan Coyle in this Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. There they are. Ben Mayer would start off that second round. Kent Farrington has got himself in the mix, and a wry smile from him. Knows he likes a good showdown here on the very fast grayer, but there's quite a few coming yet. Ireland and Bertram Allen also Rolex testimony. The Aluga Stables, Pacino Amiro, would have been also top 3 in this Grand Prix before now, 2 seasons ago now. And he was also top 5 on a different ride last year. This has been a wonderful partnership that have won, I think, 2 5-star Grand Prix here in Wellington before now as well. Very early part of this horse's career.
Oh, what a cheap mistake.
Brick off the top.
Yeah, and Bertram was really excited to ride Pacino in this class because he's been in great form through the season. Rode Conquest last week, a great performance for the team in Ocala. But I felt that Pacino he's also a little bit the faster horse. He's been in such great form, and that was really unfortunate there to tickle that brick off the top of that Rolex wall. Oh, so good through the triple combination. They've had such a great career together.
Now, I'm also going to throw out scores here because what I hadn't quite clocked at this point, there is nobody on 4 faults.
Really?
This is the only one that's sitting on 4 faults potentially. We've got there.
Oops.
Yeah, no, not going to be. Natalie Dean's 5, and then 8s after that.
Interesting. Interesting. Actually, it shows how difficult the course is. You know, between those horse and riders that are on absolutely top form and everybody else is a little bit of a world.
So deciding there to close it out. Bertram Allen deciding to retire with Pacino Amiro. Early brick off the top of the wall puts them out of the running. But as I say, you can see why he keeps going with 4 faults now, because Natalie Dean on 5 is sitting in 4th place. Charlotte Jacobs is on 8 in 5th place at the moment.
It's quite something. That's really quite something at this stage. But it underlines the impressiveness of the clear rounds that we have.
And when we're looking at the 3 clear rounds, there are impressive riders that have done it.
Well, absolutely. As you know, what they say, it's tough at the top.
Lady who's been right at the top this season is Marilyn Little of the USA, and this is La Comtesse, a fabulous 11-year-old mare for her. Has already twice been second in Grand Prix this season, unbelievably twice equal second as well for this partnership of over 2 years. Marilyn also a highly accomplished eventer as well. She was Pan Am gold medalist in 2015, and as all will tell you, she's very, very competitive indeed. She really will be going for this. She's built up nicely through the season. Really impressive combination early on. Got that 2nd place in, then translated into 2nd in a 5-star Grand Prix just around 3 weeks ago. Little unsteady coming to the wall.
Yeah, this is a combination that I've actually been really quite excited to watch. Marilyn and all of her horses, also with Nerado and with Heidi, been really in super form all through WEF here. And with La Comtesse, it really has been dazzling, jumping double clear with the team, as you said, to win that Nations Cup here in Wellington. And this pair would not have jumped a Grand Prix of this standard, certainly not recently. Oh, and she really fought to come out. Really wonderful, the partnership that she has with La Comtesse. Oy, that's a little bit unbalanced out of the corner. She was very close there. Now she's really going to have to calm it down. Yeah.
It starts to catch up with you.
It really does, and she didn't exactly get the turn that she wanted to the water and was slightly unbalanced, and then it's just that little tail that just gets you afterwards when you're not able to keep everything in the balanced way. But she's on the 4, as you say, Stephen. If she could bring home the 4, it would be our first.
Yes. It won't be.
Yeah, really hard luck for Marlon La Contessa. 2 silly mistakes. I think she'll be a little disappointed with those mistakes because you nearly could have avoided them.
Well, goes into 5th place at the moment for Mara Little on the 8th. They're at 80.70. Ali is down with Kent Farrington as well after his brilliant clear.
Number 3, Kent, this course looks challenging. For $1 million course, it should be. But what are your takeaways?
Yeah, it's what you expect. I mean, you had a few strong ones in the first half. I think you'll see a lot more strong ones towards the second half of the class. So still a few more clears to go.
And how did Greya feel to you tonight?
Feels great. She jumped her heart out. I thought I could have actually ridden the water line a bit better. She's an exceptional horse. I thought she jumped great tonight.
She made it look easy. Best of luck to the jump off. Thanks so much. Back to you, Stephen.
Yeah, Ken Farrington very happy with his performance and Greya's performance tonight. So, they, again, with all the professionals, looking for that little bit of, I could have done it a little bit better. Anyway, we go on with Michael Grever now of the Netherlands, Trelawney Farms at Denver, this US-owned horse, the combination at the European Championships, one in Amsterdam, and the same early rail. But like I said, they've been well spread across the course now.
Yeah, I wonder if Guy really expected number 3 to catch so many people. It's been really quite a joker so early in the course. It's an interesting setup, triple bar wall roll back to a short poled natural oxer. And Michael and Denver have been really stalwarts for the Dutch team for a long time now. Very accomplished rider, cool, normally very accurate. That balance after the water jump really proving to be so difficult for the riders to get.
Describe to me from a rider's point of view how you want the horse to be at that point.
In balance.
In balance. Genius.
No, joking aside, Stephen, I think it depends how good a water jumper your horse is, how much impulse you need to give it on the water. If the horse runs afterwards, if he looks at the water and you have to really press, and it's all about getting slowed down and balanced on that 7 strides, but still with power to jump the vertical.
Total 12, 82.20 for Michael Grever of the Netherlands. And so still, as I say, nobody on 4 faults. We've got Natalie Dean on 5, the rest of them down to 9th place and sitting on 8 at this point. So they're in the money right now. There's another look back here. And some might say, well, you can see from Michael's there, you're giving yourself loads of space to get to that. Why are you still having it, Jess?
It's because it's going down the hill. They've just come up the hill over the wall, which is not wide. So it's an easy, they go up. But this jump, just on takeoff, you start to go down the hill. So the horse's body weight is going onto the front legs. And then they end up getting a little bit deeper than they want to. And it takes a little more time to get the front legs up. It's, millimeters that are causing it to happen.
US rider Elisa Bros now, just 21 years of age, one of the youngest in the field. We've got, in fact, I think 3 in the field at 21. Elisa from California with the Hidalgo's Consult Picobello Z from the West Coaster, who had a very good run through the Thermal Series. That's out near Palm Springs. Previously competing at the World Cup finals. This again will be a massive day for her. But she has been producing very, very good clear rounds. Yeah,
very, very good. And she's combining with her studies, living in San Diego, training with Cassio Rivetti, who's also based in San Diego. Very accomplished Brazilian rider in his own right. Cassio was with her here. You could just see she knew she was getting into trouble there. She had this big horse. She had to slow it down a lot for B. And then it was just hard to get the impulse for the C. Just see how she's really working there to try and balance and slow the horse down for the vertical. A little bit of voice there. Big scopy jumper, this Consult, and this is great performance from them so far. Can she just stay calm now, balance him, set him up for this? Come on, bring him home. Time is getting short.
It is, and will they? No, they don't. 85 seconds, so it is 1 second over the time. So 5 is going to be the score, but Elisa Bros going into 5th place at the moment for the 21-year-old. That's still a big result.
Yeah, I think it was a super performance for her. I mean, she just ran into a little bit of trouble there, being able to stretch out And otherwise, such a good performance, and gave this big, scopy horse such a great ride. You can see that she's trying to slow down, but his body just keeps traveling and taking him. And then all his body weight on the front legs. He did his best, but he just couldn't get out.
Well, really good performance from the Californian, and so puts her into 5th place mode. Natalie Dean was a fraction quicker, so from her point of view, she goes into 4th place at the moment. Bear in mind, Natalie Dean was 84.06, so just the 602nd over the time allowed, puts her on 5 in 4th at the moment. If she'd just been 4, we'll see.
That's the game.
That's the game. It is Bisquetta and Laura Kraus of the USA, one of the best that the US has produced. This for the Cherry Knoll Farm, who've been wonderful supporters of her. This 4-year partnership now for Laura, who was winner on the Rolex Series last year in Dublin. It was actually the only clear that she won it with there. She was 2nd in this very class last year as well. She's an Olympic gold medalist to the team from Beijing. She was team silver again in Paris last year. And now, can she show them the way around with Biscuit?
Yeah, and really, you know, Laura and Bisquetta, they looked one of the best partnerships on qualifying coming here. This horse in really exuberant form. And Laura has also, she had to come back a little bit from injury at the beginning of the season. That was really hard luck. But fought her way back and has been really in a great shape. Her partner, Nick Skelton, himself a superstar, really got a great thing going. Her sister helping also with the students, and unfortunately this not working out for Laura and Bisquetta today. Shame for them, they looked in such good form coming into the class.
Coming home on the 8 faults for Laura. Clears the last well, but it is going to be 2 down, 81.54. So Laura Kraut actually still goes into 7th place at the moment. 3 clears to date. Ken Farrington, Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle. At the moment, that's the shootout for the jump off. We're at 28 in, 40 combinations to go. And as I say, reminder, we are going in reverse order of the qualifying 2. Still got Carl Cook, Nina Malave, Dara Kenny, Nicola Philipparts, Daniel Blumen, Richie Vogel, Shane Sweet. That's just naming a few of those still to come. There's a lot to be fired here.
Yeah, there's a lot of great combinations still to come, and we have seen that the course is very jumpable, but it is just really, really tough today, and the riders have to be absolutely on point accurate, and the horse is really comfortable under the lights and in great shape.
You can see in the background there, it is standing room only around here as well.
It's incredible. I mean, I'm glad that I left early to get here this evening, because it was just traffic jam everywhere.
You had to come and negotiate a seat. You had to work for your seat tonight.
Yes, it's really quite good, but it's brilliant. I mean, again, these wonderful Saturday nights here at WEF, they really are a fantastic concept.
Spencer Smith of the United States of America. There's the home Ashton Farms and Stormridge Capitals. Keeneland by Carmina Zed for the combination that was 2nd in the World Cup qualifier in Michigan last year. Partnership of 2 years, and their first year seeing them on the winning team for the US in Dublin as well. He was top 6 in one of the early big 5-star Grand Prix here in Wellington. And again, has jumped sparingly so far in the early part of the year, because they are contenders to be big runners this season as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we're getting down to those partnerships that actually jumped clear in the qualification on the first night. Oh, and a lot of work to do to get over the Rolex wall there. Yeah, and unfortunately he had to really ride. He was concerned that Keeneland was going to look at the wall, and he really had to give a strong ride, which just had the horse going a little bit too much forwards, unsettled now for the 3rd jump. You can just see Keeneland not jumping with the same precision as on Thursday after that little ruffle at the beginning of the course. Yeah, that was beautiful. Now starting to find the rhythm again. Spencer, very accomplished rider from a very equestrian family.
Drops the pace. The water's got to take it off there as well. Gets the first part. Ooh, little tickle through there, but it's okay. But he is obviously already on the 8.
Yeah, it's really, at this stage you would say, oh, just took a skip there. He just took a skip and stole his power there to jump that. That was a shame. I mean, again, a combination that you see handling this course very well, but some silly mistakes on the way.
Final fence coming down, and so it'll be 16-4 down in total, 82-13 for Spencer Smith this time with Keeneland. And so, taking a look here at the wall, at the early challenges here, had to pick up.
Yeah, and you just see he had to give Keeneland such a strong ride that, you know, was disunited after the jump, running on the inside shoulder through the corner. The balance was just gone, you know. Unfortunate for them. I think if he hadn't had to give such a strong ride to the wall early in the course, it could have looked very different.
3 clears at the moment: Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle and Ken Farrington. 29 combinations gone, and so getting into our final 11 now. Carl Cook of the United States, the silver medal, team silver medal winning combination, and actually twice winners on the Rolex series now already. Falsterbo last year, Rome the year before. If we get this pair into the jump as well, Caracol de la Roque could be really interesting. He's been top 3 in this before now with a different horse, Kalinka, but this horse can be a missile against the clock here, but they've got to get across this, and they do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a wonderful partnership. We saw Caracol with Julian Eppeyard jumping at the World Championships in Herning, and it was such a wonderful combination, and then went on to form this very special partnership with Carl. They won 3 5-star Grand Prix last year, and that's gone. Stretched a little bit for it. Be a shame not to see them back in the jump off, because they really are such a special combination. Carl working many years now with French superstar Eric Navet. They formed a great trainer-mentor relationship.
Carl also aware of the fact that, as I say, we don't have any 4s at the moment. He gets inside the time. He's still sitting in 4th place in this right now.
Yeah, there could be a little bit of a sneak of paying some entry fees if he could keep it on the 4.
He's going to be fine time-wise. Leaves it up. He doesn't. That's going to drop them on the 8. And so Pensive moved at the top there, and it still puts him into 6th place. Carl Cook is the fastest of the 8-fulls, but it would have put him in 4th, which again, when you're looking at the prize money here, would make a massive difference. Bainbridge fence coming down this time. Plain white poles. Jess, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he came around the corner. It's hard to see with the tree. Looked, I mean, you might say she was maybe just a little bit up on that inside front leg. I mean, that last jump, he was just looking for room and couldn't find it. He'll be gutted after that.
Yeah, so into 6 for Carl Cook. Nina Malavet of France, Dynasty de Belfort. This has been a fantastic combination in the sense that they kept jumping clear after clear after clear. Some 14 first round clears out of this pair in a row, which is getting into record territory for the modern sport as well. They finished top 5 in the Aachen Grand Prix, which again is one of, if not the biggest in the world. She won the Brussels stage, the final stage of the Rolex series last year. She's been consistently top 5 in the big Grand Prix this year as well. She's a brilliant, accurate rider. She's world number 7, the only lady rider in the top 10. You've been in that situation as well. I'm very fascinated to see how this plays out.
Yeah, we've really learnt to put our trust in this combination. So consistent, and it really is the record that they have of clear rounds now at 5-star level in the Grand Prix. When everybody starts to write about it, the press get excited about it, Equiratings get excited about it, then you know you're doing something special. But Nina would be the first to say that she's the most incredible team around her, from her parents to the Rain family, to Helena Stormans, to her grooms, to everything. But again, another big jumping horse struggling to come out of that triple combination. They really have to back up for the B, and then it's hard to get the elasticity to jump out. She's really keeping the pace on now to try and get around for a fast 4. And Dynasty jumping, as always, brilliantly.
Fast Four will go into 4th place right now, and would look as though it will be, I would say, somewhere in the money at the end of this, but just a little touch of the last one, but we'll leave it there. 81.96 on the 4 for Nina Malavey. Unfortunately, the streak doesn't continue any longer, but you know, a super round again, just one down.
Yeah, a streak can't continue forever, and here you can see her coming into the triple combination. She's trying to balance him. He jumps a little bit slow over A, gets B, and then just isn't able to stretch. And it's strange now. We've seen these big scopy horses, some of them really finding the difficulty to just back up and get it done.
And you mean you're 170 in terms of width out there? It's a big wide fence.
I mean, very hard luck. The horse jumped brilliant as always, and she gave him a great ride. This is just the luck of the game, you know.
Dara Kenny in good Irish luck form a few weeks ago, winning one of the big Grand Prix, the final big Grand Prix before this, but that was a $500,000 occasion, which is massive enough as it is, but we've doubled it up this week to $1 million. But there's a man who can certainly take the pressure. Dara Kenny and Eddie Blue for Carol Solak, again US owner based here in Wellington. He's been based in the USA for a long time now. He's been an Irish Olympian.
Yeah, this has been a big goal for Dara and for his owner, for Eddie. These 2 Grand Prix, he won the first one. Could he make it a double here today? Have been in brilliant form. Dara, a very accurate rider. Beautifully down through there. You could just see how he got the balance before he came in slow, and then was able to really support out. Oh, beautiful big jump there for Eddie. Oh, steady now. Yeah, gets it done. Only 4 jumps between them and the clear round. You can see how well he just sits, balances the horse. Stay cool now. Never a rider to have a problem with the nerves. Come on, Eddie Blue.
Time's good, and the round is good. There's Carol Solak, absolutely delighted with that. She's going into, she's in the white shirt, by the way. Absolutely elated, and not a big surprise with a performance like that. Dara Kenny, Eddie Blue adds on the clear list, but again, so much natural feel as a rider there to take yourself around that course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole way around they were in balance, and Eddie Blue really an outstanding performer. And Dara had a very, very good plan with this horse to aim for these 2 huge Grand Prix here. And great to see the owners here supporting him in the kiss and cry, really hands-on, enjoying it. Yeah, wonderful to see this.
Having a lot of fun. Rider Hannah Selleck just at the back there as well with the team. It's looking like a fun group to be watching with. And now 4 clears in the $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle, Kent Farrington, Dara Kenny, now Nicola Philipparts. We're into 8 remaining combinations in round 1. Nicola, the team gold medalist from the European Championships last year, and with a horse that's stepping up. It's a 10-year-old Gadget Mouche, won some very good classes as a 9-year-old though last year, won the Grand Prix in Tryon, won in Ocala this season as well. He's a former winner on the Rolex Series event in La Baule in France. A lot of that with Katanga too, but this has been the next superstar coming through, but pushes off the brick.
Oh, that's been costly for a few tonight. And he just gets dragged straight into the front bar of the 3rd one as well. Gadget had been in very, very good form coming into this competition, but not to be tonight for them, and just deciding to go home.
Roll on, yeah, and say, I think not to be. The biggest thing they will have jumped so far, they've jumped some very nice rounds up to now, but not getting the start they would have wanted. Just pushes off a brick early on, and then they keep falling to follow on. So Nicola Philipparts retiring with Gadget Mouche. Malavey in 5th place on the 4 faults, Natalie Dean in 6th, Elisa Bros in 7th. Good result for the West Coasters there. In fact, Carl Cook also from the West Coast in 8th. It is There's the 4 at the top, and again, intently watching down there. Great to have so many people, and again, they're coming from the local areas, been developing local fans coming here from all the wonderful urbanisation that's grown up over the years, but it's meant there's a natural crowd that comes in here that's become part of their Saturday nights, and they understand which are the big Grand Prix as well, and they certainly turn up in their thousands.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I mean, they get there at this stage, they've become fans, they start to get to know the horses and riders. It's really a brilliant charisma in this stadium.
France, Marie Demont and de Belliard's Fauban de Belliard. This is the first time for this rider into the big Grand Prix here in Wellington, Florida. It's been part of the European World Cup circuit, headed out to be part of the French team just last week in Ocala as well.
Yeah, Marie brought this horse the whole way up herself. Breeder Gerard Brasco was also with her last week. Wouldn't have really any experience at this level. Up to now, the biggest thing they did was jumped in clear round in the Grand Prix in Bordeaux this winter. And actually his sister jumped the Tokyo Olympics. Yeah, and there you can see really immature mistakes for a horse. He's still green, jumped in and just backed off the whole way through. Really has to get some experience at this level. But Marie, a very positive rider, gives her horses great support. And unlike with Nicola, who retired when Gadget had mistakes, Marie keeps going because this horse needs to get the experience at this level.
Yeah.
Whereas Gadget has done that part of the learning and it's about performing now. But Fauban is still in the stage of his career that he's actually learning. So it's good for him to continue and get this under his belt.
Going to be 16 there with one for time as well. 17 at 84.70 for Marie Demont, and the combination for France, Fauban de Belliard. These are 6 pairings to go in the first round of this $1 million Rolex Grand Prix tonight. Holding at the 4 clears here at the Rolex triple combination.
Yeah, and you can just see he comes in, he looks at those white rails, doesn't jump forwards, and then of course it's just too far off the oxer to stretch out.
Now behind there she is, Mimi Gotchman. The young US rider into our top 6 from qualifying earlier on this week as well, which means they had a very good round here on Thursday. She actually won one of the big Grand Prix qualifiers earlier on this year, in fact in our first 5-star week. 22 years of age now, Mimi. The DG Sport horses in Glen BH, also based here in Wellington, Florida. It's trained actually with Dara Kenny, and for her, as I say, got an early win. She also won a World Cup in Ocala, which was a big 5-star win for her. Just a nudge at the wall.
Oh, it's still there.
Finished top 3 in Toronto, and she's been on the podium here in the 5-star Grand Prix already.
Yeah, I think if you were to list all her successes, she'd be finished the course before you before you were actually finished.
I'm going to see how they go, because we were doing the pre-show of this and running our various picks. This was my sleeper pick. This was the rider that was
good
outside
choice.
that top group.
Good choice. Very talented young lady.
Yeah.
And oh, look at this gymnastics. And I'm told that she's. Now I'm not sure, Steve, but it's either from the equitation or the hunters.
She does all of it.
That she's very, very talented, and that her family is quite involved in that. Oh, you can see her really trying to set up there. Oh, she sat beautifully still, but she's got to do it again.
Gets a long way away.
Yeah. Just came with quite a bit of pace after the water. She tried to get the job done, and unfortunately the knock-on effect meant her have the two faults down, which is a real shame for her. Jumping a super round with Inclen. Yeah, a girl we're going to see an awful lot more of in the future.
Yeah, good round still. It's 8 faults, 82.68. 2 down there. She gives the horse a pat. 22-year-old Mimi Gotchman and Inclen BH. But an early brick here, Jess.
Yeah, she was very, very lucky here. Just got a little bit closer than she wanted to be, and it's just a little toe on that.
And then back to the Tokyo fence. She got that very nicely.
She sat very still, and she was trying to hold off here, and in the end got a little bit far off it compared to what she wanted. and had to pay dearly for it.
Final 5, and Erin Ballard of Canada, the Canadian Olympian with Alain Feder's de Fleur Z Santa Rosa, part of the lineup for the Paris Olympic Games. Hugely busy rider here, is highly accomplished, great producer of horses and a great natural feel rider as well. Be very interested to see how this horse gets on here. He's a horse with super scope and jump.
Yeah, a real go-to horse for Erin for these big classes, and I saw her and her boss and trainer Ilan Feder walking the course earlier and really picking for this guy's big body, picking the line, the distances.
That's what I was going to ask you about, because it's a bigger horse really, about how you've got to fix your plan to that, haven't you not? And work out where it's going to be easier or harder for you, and it gets harder there.
Yeah, that was very hard luck. Another one that just gets caught on the back bar of that Oxer. That Liverpool just dragging the horses forwards a little bit, making the distance inside that little bit shorter for them to come off the front bar. Oh, but he did that beautifully. Quite a sensitive horse for such a big mover. And as you said before, Erin really accomplished to ride so many different horses. You always see her riding, always see her jumping. Incredible hard worker.
Now for her, Nina Malave is the only 4 faults at the moment, so that this could put her in 5th or 6th position at this point if she leaves it at this.
Well, 2 jumps to go, and she's another one. We won't have a problem with the nerves with Erin. She's just going to sit quietly. This is tight for him. Come on, boy.
Gets it done. So it is going to be 4. There is Ian Miller again, Canadian team manager, but it is into 6th place for Erin Ballard. Still going to pick up some money here as well with De Fleur de Fer Santa Rosa, 83.65. Nina Malave is a couple of seconds quicker almost, and so she will stay ahead of her in 5th.
Yeah, she was actually lucky coming in, and then just ran out of space and landed on the back bar coming out. Otherwise, a really great round from this combination. Foot perfect the whole way. Very difficult course to go up clean.
It is. It's a big, tough night of competition, as you would expect for a Grand Prix of this magnitude. Julien Aquitaine of France, and has headed out to the US several times last year with Blood Diamond Dupont. Grand Prix winner back in the UK, went very well through Europe last year, and now starting to appear, as I say, on the US scene a little bit more. And we're into our final 4 that were best in qualifying on Thursday as well.
Yeah, Julian used his other horse in the qualifier, and Blood Diamond, he's been campaigning just a little bit quieter in the last months, was 5th in the Grand Prix in Hong Kong. But this pair, when they get into the jump off, they are so fast. An incredibly fast rider. Oh, he got a very, very lucky there. Can he get stretch?
No.
That's the problem. When you don't get in good, it's very hard to get out good in that triple combination.
On the 4, but remember 4 is in the money at the moment.
Still a long way to go.
Long way to go.
But this combination, very, very quick. They scuttle around the corners. And Blood Diamond, another horse that has won so many 5-star competitions in his career. Exceptional jumper. Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Makes the stretch. Going to be 4 fast 4 as well, and so actually he's the fastest of the 4s. He goes into 5th now. Julien Aquitaine and Blood Diamond goes ahead of Nina Malave, so he's certainly in for a big payday regardless. Not quite the one he would have wanted. He'd wanted the clear, but still leaves him with a good check at us. Here into the triple combination, like you say, you're just losing pace there, and eventually it's going to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's very difficult to jump that combination if you don't get in really balanced and calmly. He came a little bit in from the left. Oh, the pain and the kiss and cry. But a super round from the pair of them, and really a great result.
3 left to go, and a former winner of the finale Grand Prix here, Daniel Blumen of Israel now, and Abigail Wexler over the top stables of New York's Corby VV. And for the rider, is a past winner of the Rome Grand Prix. He's also been finishing top 5 in this Grand Prix, as you see, for the last few years as well. This has been a super performer. Daniel was in a good battle with his cousin just last week on Saturday night for the big class last week. Daniel continuing as world number 14 right now. These are 3 best in qualifying. We've got Daniel Blumen, we've got Rishi Vogel coming up, and Shane Sweetnam. We're already on those 4 clears. We could still be getting to the 7, yeah?
We certainly could. These 3 that are still left to go, very, very competitive riders. Daniel and Corby have been together now for a long time, know each other inside out. He's had such great successes over the years together with Corby. You just see him really working in there. Oh, that horse tried to come out. Oh, big jump over the water, but running now. He's got to get everything calmed down. Oh.
What are you worried about?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, it does catch up with him in the end.
Yeah, Corby just started to get very strong, and Daniel was pulling around the corner there trying to sort it out, but Corby was already on the way home. And everything now just falling out of bed.
Well, unfortunately there, later poles dropping for Daniel Blumen. So it puts him on 12, 80.10 drops him down to 20th position. One of the big challengers going by the wayside, still leaves us those 4 clears at this stage, still European champion. Rishi Vogel to come, but here just getting alongside me through the Rolex triple combination, did the work through there, but then after the water, as you say, they were just starting to get a little unraveled, and it really caught up with them eventually.
Yeah,
at the US Open fence.
There's no room in this course for losing, you know, the precision.
Into a huge applause. He's become a real local legend now. Germany's Rishi Vogel. And this is Gangster Mon Désir. They won the Fidelity Grand Prix earlier on this season for the 29-year-old. He's a recent winner of the Dutch Masters on the Rolex Grand Slam Series with a fantastic United touch. And like I said, European champion, winning that title in Spain last year. 6 months partnership. Not too many starts at 1.60 m. All of them clean so far. Like I said, it was a brilliant round to win the first 5-star Grand Prix of the year. And this, if he were to go clear, would certainly give the rest of them something to think about.
Yeah, certainly. Always, he's one of the very competitive riders against the clock, but this horse is still relatively inexperienced for a huge Grand Prix like this. And Richie always brings extreme confidence to his horses and gives them a lot of support. So this horse that came over the fence auction, and they formed a really great partnership. Another rider sporting his flashy Rolex. I'm not sure which one he's actually wearing tonight, but it certainly looks good there, twinkling on the wrist.
His timing, I'm sure, will be good, or hopefully. Let's see.
Well, to perfection, eh? Good through there. This horse has really great positive attitude, takes on the jumps with great power. Now he has to balance. You can just see the whole way Richie's just really trying to get him as balanced, keeping his own balance very still, beautifully out through the oxer, all the time keeping the tempo up. He's well aware of the clear, but he's also aware of the time if you have a fence down. Oh, he just runs down to that in 6 strides. Oh.
Leaves it.
I tell you, that was really belief in your horse. This round certainly has clear round written all over it so far. You just see he took a second there to balance him. Just see how he just helped him there and set him up. And again here at the blank, trying to balance him.
That's going to make it really interesting indeed. The European champion gives us clear round number 5, Rishi Vogel. And Gangster Mondésir, you can hear by the crowd, he's become a real wonder man here for them. They love him here in Wellington. He's been win after win after win. And now, with Kent Farrington to go earlier into that jump off as well, he's going to have Richie Vogel going behind him too. It is going to be full-on gloves off in a battle for this.
Yeah, and really his approach down that line to ride the 6 strides to the vertical and then just kick on the 4 really worked out for Mondésir.
You can tell her we'll film it for her.
Yes.
Don't worry about filming on the phone. Final combination to go in round 1. He was best in qualifying. Shane Sweetnam finished second to Kent Farrington in Geneva in the Rolex Grand Slam there. Amazing season for this super consistent horse as well. James Can Cruz, now 13 years of age, pair that have twice been winners of the American Gold Cup. 4-year partnership, you see 4 faults better 90% of the time. Grand Prix wins, 3 wins, 20 podiums for them, and it has been a huge partnership with Gizmo, as he's known for the Gizmo partners. Now Shane Sweetnam best in qualifying, last to go. A little bit bouncy down to the wall.
Yeah, but he is a little bit bouncy. You know, he's a 12-2 pony trapped in the body of a big grey horse, and he really is quite a character. And Shane knows really how to manage it. He's very, very patient with him, and he accepts his fresh pony mentality. And these two certainly coming into this competition, fantastic shape. Double clear in Ocala last week in the LLN. Oh, made that look easy. Shane, another rider who's unbelievably focused. Has a really big setup here with students and his daughter riding. Oh, well, look at that. What a mistake.
So 5 will go into the jump off.
Oh, what a cheap mistake. And another one. Ooh. Nobody's perfect.
So we know we've got 5 coming back to battle for the main chunk of prize money. It's going to be 8 there at 81.93. That's a shame for Shane Sweetnam and James Can Cruz. And for the rest of the field, it'll see the 4 faulters in 6th, 7th and 8th place. Jess, they had a little bit of a bouncy route to the wall, but here a little bit later on.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate. You could just see he gave him room on the plank and he actually just caught it on the way down. Unusual mistake. And here I think now he was starting to go for the time and just cut that one a little bit and clipped off the front bar. Disappointing for the two of them, because this was really competition that was right up their street.
Well, certainly not going to be a disappointing competition, because we got 5 amazing combinations going into the jump off of tonight's $1 million Rolex Grand Prix, the most money we've ever jumped for here in Wellington, and the team are setting up for that. It's an amazing lineup of Ben Mayer, Jordan Coyle, Kent Farrington, Darrow Kenny, Richie Vogel to complete it, and it is going to be an exciting one. Great Britain, Ireland, USA, Ireland with 2, Germany in the frame as well, with the European champion to go last. Kent Farrington in the centre there will no doubt be rocketing around with Greer, that's done so much and a great achiever. Richie Vogel going to last to go. He's not going to give up with ease here for this Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix here tonight. So we're going to take a break and we're back in a few moments' time.
NetJets is more. And with NetJets, you get more. More exceptional service. Heightened safety standards. And anytime access to where you're needed most. Do more and miss less with NetJets.
Exciting lineup coming up. Ben Mayer giving us the first to clear tonight in this $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix. Jordan Coyle gave us the second, hard fought for him, but getting the job done. Both of those riders coming out, a difficult qualifying. Kent Farrington and Greer looking to top the list. They won 2 big Grand Prix here last year, 7 on their list last year. Dara Kenny already with a win on his list this season as well, with Eddie Blue looking to bring home the blue, and the European champion Richie Vogel, Gangster Mondesir, won the first 5-star of the season. Can they win the last? Lights twinkling out there in the stadium as well, packed house awaiting this one too, and I'm going to hand down to Ali Wolf, who's out in the warm-up where all the tension is growing.
Hey, Stephen. So earlier tonight, we asked the Rolex Series question, who has won the Rolex Grand Prix twice? And the answer is 5-time Olympic medalist McLean Ward. McLean, unfortunately, is not competing tonight due to a minor injury, but he did have a student, Lily Keenan, here competing tonight. And of course, we're going to see him back in no time. Thanks. Back to you, Stephen.
Thanks, Ali. Yep, you can go and have a chance of winning there. The answer is McLean Ward. And with all the jets flying, the tractors going, and it is all excitement here in the stadium. But down, I'm going to swing back to Ali actually as well. It's very busy down there. She's got another special guest.
That's right, Stephen. We're here with Zara McGuigan. Zara, can you tell us exactly what title you won tonight?
So earlier today, I won the leading jumper rider, which means you kind of get based on all the points that you've won, and that equals up to who won the most classes in the jumper ring.
And just as an example, who won this class last year?
I'm pretty sure Aaron Ballard won it last year.
That's absolutely right. So from top-ranked rider Aaron Ballard, who we just saw, to 12-year-old Zara McGuigan, who is the future of our sport. Now, Zara, watching this class here tonight, is this something that's going to be in the future for you?
I really hope so. I hope one day I can be in this ring at night, but I just hope one day I can do it.
And who would you say your biggest role model is?
Probably Richard Vogel, Kent Farrington, or my favorite girl rider is definitely Lily Keenan.
That's a good one to watch. And now, who are you rooting for in the jump-off?
Probably Kent Farrington or Richard Vogel.
Well, those are two very, very fast riders. Well, you heard it. We've seen Grand Prix riders tonight. Now we see the future of our sport, Stephen.
Yes, we do, and it is great to see as well. It's been an amazing season here in Wellington, not just the big 5-stars, but something for literally everyone. Itty-bitty jumpers, hunters, dressage, all of it out there as well. And a reminder too, yes, your answer to win a saddle, you go to it's Rolex Series /equestrian there.com. And so -equestrian.com there, and you can go and win a saddle. The answer was, of course, McLean Ward. Go and put that in with your chance to win a saddle there. Part of the Rolex Series. The Rolex Series starting off here in Wellington and heads around the world. And of course, tonight is also the US Equestrian Open as well. Back in a few minutes.
Meet 5-star Grand Prix.
They are shows you just want to be your best. You can really feel the weight of the history when you come here.
He will jump maybe the biggest 10 feet of the year.
It takes determination and hard work, not just great horses.
In the equine world, every four-legged friend matters. That's why horse owners and their agents trust Great American, one of the world's leading providers of equine mortality insurance. From the barn to the show ring, we're here to help protect your horse, farm, and future through every stride. With one of the most comprehensive and unique product portfolios in the industry, Great American is more than insurance. We're your ally on the ride.
Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, and with our 5 to come, we're going to take a look at the stats behind those as well, because that's very interesting indeed. And as the smoke drifting across the arena, it all the wonderful pyrotechnics, the lights, the excitement, it is all set to fire up. And we're going to take a look at the course 2 of what Guillaume Georges has set for tonight's jump off for this $1 million Rolex Grand Prix. 5 amazing riders, Jessica Curtin alongside me. Jess, let's take a look at the track. Fidelity Investments bringing our wonderful animations each week to give us a little tour of where to expect to go. Jess, where are we going?
It's a flyer. We start with the new jump number 16 and straight away right-handed to 7A. Probably 7 strides across there. I don't know if a Daredevil will do 6. Back down to number 5, and it's a really long gallop to new jump number 17. They really want to see which angle they can get this jump, because it's rolled straight back to that delicate grey combination, 10A, 10B, jumping towards the in-gate, around the palm tree, and it's up over number 11, across to number 12, and a flat-out gallop down to number 14, and I see they have actually moved that palm tree before number 11. So there's a tight turn possible there, but yet again, like he has always done, he's used the hill in this arena, and the riders have to be really careful on these turns up and down the slope, which is a very small slope, but it's there.
Across the crown. Who will be crowned our winner here tonight for the Rolex Series event? We will see. And let's take a look at the stats of the 5 riders competing here tonight. Ben Mayer will start things off with Anjou. 100% clear rate jumping in the jump-offs for them, and 5 podiums out of that. But then I look at Greer and Kent Farrington. 11 podiums, 9 jump-off wins, 73% of the time. That is the real standout from this one, Jessica.
Yeah, but whatever way it is, I'm just not one for these statistics. I think they're absolutely brilliant, but I'm not a betting person. That's just it.
It gives us a steer. It gives us a steer. But as you say, they are Greer, Kent Farrington, the standout there. Eddie Blue, Dara Kenny, Gangster Mondesir, Richie Vogel. In terms of what we've got here, you've got 5 riders that could win this whichever way they do it.
You could take any one of those horses, any one of those riders, and you could have picked the winner. It's a brilliant showdown. Of course, we do look towards Kent and Greer because we know they're so fast. But Gangster and Richie, I mean, this is when I look at this jump off, it's a flat out gallop. This jump off, it really is. It's set up to have a really fast jump off. We've got the right ones in there to do it, to answer the question. The crowd are here, they want to see it. It's the last night of the season. People are waiting for something really spectacular now.
I think they're going to get something pretty spectacular now as well. Ben Mayer could set a very fast pace here. Ken Farrington, for him, there's no doubt he's going to take... you would say it would probably suit them. Would that be fair? With long runs here?
I think it could suit absolutely anybody in this course. I mean, Ben can fly with Anjou. Jordan is super fast with Chacolino, and that's a really big striding horse. Kent and Greer, we don't need to discuss. And Dara with Eddie are speed machines. And then, you know, if that's not enough, we'll then bring in Richie Vogel.
Richie Vogel is going to be last to go, who has already won a big Grand Prix here this season with that horse. They know they can. They're a little less experienced, obviously, than Greer and Kent Farrington, so there's a little bit of unknown territory for them there. But you've got Richie Vogel in the saddle.
Yeah, I just think the Gangster Modistar is less experienced, but I think we also are seeing a superstar in the making.
Yes.
So at what stage of his career is the horse at? Is he just about to win his first million, or is he just not there yet? If the horse jumping clear around that, he's a superstar.
He is. So, getting ready for this conclusion of the US Equestrian Open as well, and that's a series that takes place throughout the season too in the other disciplines, eventing the Olympic disciplines, of course. Morford Park, their final in October, and for dressage, that's going to be over in California in Thermal in mid-November as well. So you can follow along at the US Equestrian Open website and socials as well for how that series developed. We've been staging dressage qualifiers here in Wellington too. So the barrier is down, but getting ready to be released and take us into the final stages of tonight's $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, the most money they have ever jumped for here in Wellington. And this is an historical venue, 50 years thereabouts of competition here. And now it's another bit in the history books. Ben Mayer about to start it off, the man who won this Grand Prix in 2016 with Serena. He won it with the only double clear back then. I think this is going to be a little bit different, don't you?
Yeah, well, who knows, but I think so. I mean, this is a real showdown. You could just see Ben breathing out, just taking a couple of deep breaths as he goes in. This is, I mean, the adrenaline that must be down in the practice arena at this moment. You must be able to cut the air with a knife. I mean, we're sitting up here in our very nice air-conditioned tower, but I can imagine in the practice arena the air of tension is something really special.
Ben Mayer then to lead off this jump off. The British rider, the 3-time Olympic gold medalist, Charlotte Rostow, Pamela Rice, Anjou de Grecian. Can the world number 3 claim the Grand Prix he's so wanted this season? He's finished second back just a few weeks ago, but at this level, they're only interested in number 1.
Okay.
Here we go. Fast start. But there is sometimes that little bit of you set the pace, but I think with the quality of what we've got here, I'm not sure that's as big of an advantage this time.
Yeah, and he starts left-handed to get across. Yeah, 7 strides there. And now it's all about running. Brilliant so far from Anjou, and this is just see the fastness of this horse. Lovely blood horse. He's right up the inside, jumps a little to the outside, but this horse is very, very quick in the turns. Super shot in. Oh, this is good, Ben. Now it's all about this turn. Okay.
Pace setter Ben Mayer.
He was patient, took the stride there, so come on now.
Now he takes the gallop. Ben Mayer, Anjou de Grecian to the last. They've got to take a little care at it, but takes a great run. 43.72 from Ben Mayer to, well, set the standards. Hard to know whether it's good enough, but Jess, it's a very good effort.
I'd say that was brilliant. The only place he took a little bit of time was across the middle to the red jump. This horse was so fast across the ground. He's got a flat canter, blood horse. Ben took the shortest line possible. It certainly has put it up to them. That was absolutely brilliant.
Ben Mayer then sets the standard in the $1 million Rolex Grand Prix here tonight. Jordan Coyle, Chacolino for the Irish rider. The Land Farm now, you've seen the comparisons. This is a pairing that finished 4th here last year. Would they have the pace?
Jordan is really he's such a talented rider, and he's such a feeling with his horses. I like to leave the door open on that statement.
Jordan Coyle first of the 2 Irish shots at this tonight.
Very fast down through there. Just leaves Chacolino to run the whole way. He's taking the same line as Ben right up the inside.
Time-wise is about exactly the same. He needs to be about 18 here, maybe a fraction back.
Yeah, he's a little slower coming in here, just slightly slower horse here. I think half of Ireland is in the stands there with him. Come on, Chacolino. 1 less here. And he's got to go for it. Oh, it's gone.
No.
Oh, it's gone.
So that's down. So Jordan Coyle on the 4. Now time-wise, 44.57, but maybe just eased a little if he'd been still clear at that point, pushed a little more to that last. But Ben Mayer leads 43.72. Jordan Coyle again is going to be at the very least in the top 5 for the Rolex Grand Prix this year.
Yeah, great try for Jordan Chacolino. And we could just see he comes across the middle. He changes the balance on takeoff and just pays for it. All his crew there jumping with him. The pain, a brilliant attempt from this pair. It's just they have to go all out if they want to beat Ben. He really has set it up to them.
3 massive combinations to come. Kent Farrington, Dara Kenny, Richie Vogel. The American comes first of those 3. The 7-time Grand Prix winning combination last year, winners of Geneva. The focus on his face, the eyes looking across, the final calculations going through the mind of the world number 2, with one of the fastest paced pairings around as well. Greyer Can he get ahead?
I just think he's really well. I could see him looking around there. He's really well aware that there's not much left to do.
Yes.
You've got to pull something really extra out of the bag now. There's a little question mark on taking a stride out across the middle, you know, faster, whether you take a stride out faster across the middle to that red vertical, the second last jump. He really comes on the angle to the first one. Has to really go forwards for the 7.
Fast foot speed. Similar.
That's fast.
Yeah. Ben was around 18.
Ah, he's just the same.
Yeah.
It's very close. It's neck and neck at this point. It's all going to be about the run for home. Get this jumped, and now the run for home.
Now this is where they've really got to go and lean into his old
This is faster.
racehorse.
This faster.
43.72 to beat. He should get there all right. He's going to get there at 42.99. Ken Farrington and Greer are ahead. Ken Farrington ahead of Ben Mayer on Jus de Equestrian. New leading time, 42.99. His years as a jockey too paid off. Races to the finish for Ken Farrington.
Yeah, I could feel the tension. After the double, I could really feel the tension because he took a risk. And here, so good the way you see, he tried to make some room. He could see the jump getting closer and closer, and he tried to let Greer drift to the outside just to get a little bit more room. Brilliant piece of riding at speed there from Kent. And now the pressure is really on.
It is really on. 2 left to go because this is not done yet. 2 brilliant combinations left to take a shot at this. This is why this is the culmination of a massive season. It's the best of the best against the best. Dara Kenny, Eddie Blue, Carol Solak's already 5-star Grand Prix winning combination this year, just a few weeks ago in the Bainbridge Grand Prix. Ken Farrington has now laid it down. Took just over 3/4 of a second off Ben Mayer's time.
Dara decides to start from the right with Eddie. 1 stride more. Trips a little bit on the corner. Very good there, extremely up the inside. Dara, of course, a racehorse owner, so he knows very well what it is to take the shortest way with speed. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Come on, Eddie. If he gets a good shot here, and then he's got to take that stride out across the middle. He's got to follow Kent. Now, come on.
42.99
very
time
close.
to beat. It's
very,
going to be
very close.
It might just not
slower.
be enough.
Oh,
the last fence. Ona Carroll there at front in the white shirt gives a hug. They give it a great effort, but it's 4 there for Dara Kenny to go into 3rd place with Eddie Blue. Jesse gave it every effort, but there were just a couple of little squeaks where they were losing it in there.
Yeah, he was desperate to try. He knew he knew he had to do something amazing, and I think he was half thinking to take a stride out, and then saw it just wasn't there. And of course, when you're going at that speed and you start to check, it's very difficult to leave the jump up.
1 left to go. Ken Farrington leads with Greer, 42.99. Last to go is the European champion, the recent winner of the Dutch Masters in the Rolex Grand Slam Series, the world number 4, Richard Vogel and Gangster Mon Désir. They've done it once already this year. He's a rider who's so brilliant at speed, less experienced horse than that of Greer here.
But
touch of unknown territory.
Yeah, but Richie's hunger will make up for that inexperience. I just think that he can ride the lines, he can take the stride out, but it's going to be hard to beat Greer. He's going to have to pull something experimental out of the bag.
Either way, it's a Rolex testimony winning tonight. Ken Farrington leads. Richie Vogel winds up.
Is he going to try and do the 6 here? Nope, 7. Nice shot there, beautiful shot. So elastic this horse. He's faster. Took a stride out there and kept running.
Got it. Oh,
that's just a fraction faster, I think. Here for sure, he's matching Kent at this stage.
Two going head-to-head, two of the very best in the sport. Who's going to come out with it in the end of this US Equestrian Open? Lands in 30.
He's faster.
Richie Vogel, one from home.
He's faster.
42.99 to beat. Can the European champion do it? No, he can't. 42.87, he had the time.
Well,
he had the time. Last fence goes, though, for Richie Vogel into third with Gangster Mondésir, which means it's a win for Kent Farrington and Greer in the very first running of the $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, the first running at this level of prize money.
But a brilliant performance from this young horse. Yes, he had the last jump down because he had to take the ultimate risk, you know, and this horse is running down to a huge oxer, and he's just never seen anything like this in his life at this pace before. So, you know, he had the last jump down, but brilliant performance. All of them in the jump off, absolute brilliant, great sport. Thrill for the crowd that came here tonight. Absolute sport of the best. Well done to Guy and his team for setting a track that just gave us brilliant $1 million Grand Prix.
Five of the very best, completing our top five with Kent Farrington. Greer as the winner, Ben Mayer in second, Anjou de Grecian, Ben in second again. He's just been so consistent and brilliant, but he just wants to grab that one.
But really, I mean, outstanding performance, and I think if you spoke to Ben, he'd be delighted with his horse's performance. I mean, it really was brilliant.
There we go, confirmation. Kent Farrington and Greer adding to one of their favourite venues. That's their third 5-star win here in 12 months. And Ben Mayer finishing in second, Anjou de Grecian. Richie Vogel had the time in the end, 42.87, but just not able to leave the last fence up. Gangster Mondésir. Derek Kenny in fourth with Eddie Blue. Top five for Jordan Coyle again with Chacolino. He finished well in this last year. From the first round, Julien Arquetin finishing in sixth place on the 4 faults. Nina Malave so close on the 4. Dynasty de Belfort. Erin Ballard, top 8. Then down to 2 5-faulters. Not many on the 4. Natalie Dean, Elisa Bros, 21-year-old from California. That was a superb performance to finish on 5 and into 10th place at the end. Carl Cook, shame not to see them in that showdown in the jump-off. That would have made it very interesting indeed. But further down, Laura Kraut on the 8th, similar for Charlotte Jacobs. Shane Sweetman, best in qualifying. James Can-Cruz, unfortunately 2 down this time. And there for our top 18, Mimi Gotchman. Finishing on a total of 8-2 with Inclen BH. As you say, brilliant setup by our course designing team, brilliant performances by some amazing horses to watch, and the riders on top truly are the best in the world. It's been the deepest, most exciting Grand Prix that we've seen here in Wellington before now, of a real show of the titans in the sport, all in one place to conclude an amazing season here in Florida once again. So, does not get much better than that. US win in the US Equestrian Open, the Rolex Grand Prix. It stays at home on the trophy. Last year it was won by Christian Kukuk. This time it's going to be the Stars and Stripes waving up above for the national anthem, and well done to them. So Kent Farrington once again brings home another of the Rolex Grand Prix. He was winner in Geneva, of course. He's gone very close again this season in the jump-offs, but now saves the best till last for 2026 here in Wellington and brings home the big one with the Rolex $1 million Grand Prix. Beautifully presented arena here again. Very well done to the team, and thank you to everyone, because it's been a huge season here in Wellington. Jess Curtin for joining me for the last part here. We've got a little bit more to go, Jess, but I hope you've enjoyed that one.
Yes, thank you, Stephen. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to be with you and enjoy the lead up to, shall we say, making the cut for this Grand Prix and then this exciting competition today. It really has been a thrill. Great concept. Thank you to Rolex and to Wellington International for such an outstanding competition.
Absolutely. It's been a great way to set up. It's grown and grown here as the tour, and it is certainly a premier tour, the premier tour to be competing on throughout the winter months. We've had 7 of the world's top 10 competing heating. We're going to take a look at the top 10 and also at our 2 head-to-head between Kent Farrington and Ben Mayer. So let's take a look at this, Jess, and see how they go. Kent obviously on the grey with Greer.
Yeah, they both took the same line to number 1, and Ben jumped that quite on the right and left him a little bit more to the outside, and that got Kent already slightly up slightly in front. But Ben was so sharp there on the turn. Here I think Kent got the first time the nose ahead with a tighter turn. Both doing really great there. Ben had a very good turn back here. Kent was just that bit tighter, and this was where Ben just said, "Oh, steady once," and then he was a stride behind at that stage, and that was the moment that Kent had it. But Kent really had to work to the last jump because he had so much speed up. He had to look for a little bit more room. Brilliant, brilliant showdown.
Fantastic showdown, and keeping it to the wire with Richie Vogel there, getting the time but having the last fence, kept us all on the edge of our seats all the way through. But a US victory here in the US Open, and thanks to Rolex, the start of the Rolex series for 2026 as well. So an amazing way to start things off. That series then heads out all across Europe, and it will be heading over to Rome, to La Baule, to Dinard, to Dublin, to Falsterbo, to Brussels, all a part of that as well. And about to head in our winning combination 2 on an amazing night. And there, under the tunnel, out they come. Ken Farrington and Greer claiming the massive victory for the night. And well deserved, Jess.
Oh, so well deserved. So absolutely, brilliantly well deserved. And you know, what we shouldn't forget to say, the poise, the balance and the beauty to ride at such speed in a jump off like that, and which all of them had. I mean, it was a wonderful jump off to watch, and the speed that they were going at was something special. And what a beautiful mare she is. And what a great sportsman Kent Farrington is. Really puts so much effort into it, plans, is dedicated to his sport, takes his horses young, builds them up.
And you saw him in the first round as well, how he just felt confident that they went round it, they did their thing, he got a big smile on his face, like we strategically have aimed for this, and that's very easy to say. To execute it is something very different.
Yeah, but that's, you see, the sportsmen at the top of their game are able to go in and, you know, let the competition take place. Everything's been done beforehand. You know, Kent works unbelievably hard, possibly one of the hardest on his own fitness. He came back from a broken leg, and you know he's really, really fit. He plans his horses for these competitions. It's quite outstanding.
Denise Moriarty down there, groomed to Greer and to the team. In fact, we caught up with her earlier on in the season. There's a nice little feature with her.
Lovely.
If you go onto the social media here as well. Also receiving the Grooms Award, courtesy of Double H Farm as well. And down receiving, the horse about to receive some mainstream munches, a few carrots. There we go. Nice big carrot for Greer as well, which is well deserved. Kent will get a few more carrots, probably 2 in his new Rolex watch that will go in his collection.
Yeah.
And
although I think that Alcaraz that he has on now, I think he quite likes that one.
Stay with it. And so we are going to go and try and catch up with Kent down there as well. And see, he's going to be heading over to Ali, who's just coming into direction. Huge congratulations to Kent Farrington to bring it home, and a home victory for the USA. Kent, I'm sure, delighted there, 2nd and 3rd. And so we're going to head down to Ali, who's with our new champion, Kent Farrington.
New champion indeed. Congratulations first and foremost on the win in the $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open. Did you watch Ben? Where do you think you shaved off those fractions?
I did watch Ben. You know, I knew it was going to be a tough competition. All these guys are fast. I really trusted my horse's speed. Tonight, I knew that the last couple would take every chance, so I tried to go fast enough to put pressure on them and not take ridiculous risk where I beat myself. So I thought the plan paid off, luckily. I was a little nervous at the end, but happy to get out of here with the win.
I have to ask, did you watch Richie's gallop down to the last oxer?
Yeah, I was watching it and closing my eyes. So, and then I heard the crowd go, oh, and I gave a little fist pump after that, so yeah.
And we know that the crowd has been amazing for all these 5 stars, but especially tonight, this crowd is electric. What does that atmosphere feel to you?
It's always great to win at home. You know, Wellington has become a great scene for equestrian sport. Rolex brings an added level of prestige. The US Open has even bumped it up again with it being part of the Rolex series. So very proud to win here at home. Great for everybody cheering me on. Thank you to my family who's always here watching, and happy to get out here with the win.
and you brought it back to the U.S. home soil for a win for USA. Once again, congratulations. Let's hear it again for Kent Farrington.
A very happy Kent Farrington, and delighted. Always nice to be in front of your home crowd there, Jess.
Oh yeah, it's just a great moment, and it was lovely in the background of the camera to see Ben and Richie talking to each other and you know, debriefing what
but look
what
at that
wrong.
lineup. Look at that lineup. You've got the European champion, you've got 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and you've got the man who's been consistently up to world #1 in the last couple of seasons as well. That's the 10th 5-star Grand Prix win, World Cup win for Greer as well. I mean, that is exactly what you want out of this class. And Prodell Communications and Image sponsorship for Rolex coming forward to present, but that is the standard you want on that podium.
Yeah, and those are riders, we were talking about it yesterday, these are the riders who are ever, and also Dara and Jordan, who finished, you know, 4th and 5th. They're able to dig so deep inside them in a competition like this to be able to stay calm, to stay strong, to stay focused, and really produce the result over and over again. Outstanding athletes, amazing horses, and outstanding human athletes.
Brilliant stuff. And Kent Farrington racing a new Rolex watch, but more importantly wins, amongst all of that, the $1 million Grand Prix here tonight. So that's quite a big check. What's that, 300 and something thousand?
Yeah. I know the money, but it's the watch.
You're wearing yours. You won the top 10 final, and so you're wearing that. Yours tonight as well. Tom O'Mara, president of US Equestrian, coming forward as well to present the US Open trophy to US Equestrian. Thrilled to present the final here and be a part of this massive night. And the first US winner of that title. Another big trophy for the cabinet, and great for them to have Kent Farrington's name on that silverware as well. Final photos with the team. Thanks to Rolex once again, huge supporters of the sport. Rolex series, as I say, are set to go around the world, and they've been a wonderful supporter of the finale Grand Prix here. It's gone up and up and up as well, and there's been wonderful support now from US Equestrian too, and it's really grown it into a big event to complete the Wellington season. And as is tradition, the national anthem of the winning rider here this evening. Congratulations to Kent Farrington, which of course will be for the United States of America. Home success, champagne time, and very well done. Excitement, and you never worry about getting a soaking from a little bit of sparkles there from them. What a 3 to finish with. It shows the quality of the field here as well. And what a wonderful way to start the Rolex series and complete the US Equestrian Open trophy as well, with wins for Kent Farrington, Ben Mayer in second, and Richie Vogel finishing into 3rd place. An amazing season. Thank you to all of you who've joined us throughout this as well. And it has been a fantastic 2026 to lead in. It's only the first quarter of what is coming up for an amazing year ahead that includes the World Championship. Look at the fans. Brilliant. Brilliant. Ken Farrington's trying to see through the champagne, but he's going to sign plenty of autographs down there. That is great. And we're going to be giving them a little bit of a break and coming back in just a few moments' time as we see what it means to achieve success here in Wellington.
Take one Defender. Add a large helping of sand. Mix in some rocks. Freeze to -40 for several days. Then soak in 35 inches of water. Bake at 122 Fahrenheit. Dress with 661 pounds of toppings. Finally, serve on a plateau of your choosing.
We treat our pets like we treat ourselves. You brush, they chew. You squat, they spring. Healthy routines for you, healthy routines for them. Greenies make health a treat.
We fly horses anywhere around the world, whether it is a hobby horse or it's an Olympic champion. It's about getting an animal from point A to point B safely, in best of health, and in the quickest possible of time. We understand the business better than anybody else. We do not leave any stone unturned, and we are staffed by horse people from every layer of the company. We give horses wings around the world, across the globe, or across the street.
What does it take to be a pedigree pup league? The right equipment. All right, let's see some hustle out there, guys. That's right, stay low. Shorty, I want to see you post up. It's going to be a long season.
Well, Ken Farrington meeting the fans out there, champagne soaked, but delighted with the result here tonight. It's lovely to see so many fans out there, get the selfies out there as well, and all the signatures coming. I think it's been a wonderful night for so many here. Historic night here in Wellington once again. The $1 million Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix, won this year by US rider Ken Farrington. Jess Curtin, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been wonderful to see exactly as we see here, the titans of the sport taking the gloves off and seeing some just truly amazing horses.
Yeah, very much so. This was really an exceptional evening for fantastic equestrian athletes, both horses and riders. Wonderful sport, and the whole fan atmosphere, it's just been so electric.
Excellent. It's delighted you could be with us here in Wellington, Florida. I hope you will be in the future too as well. And from Jess Curtin, from Ali Wolf, and myself, Stephen Wild, saying so long for now from Wellington International, where Ken Farrington and the fabulous Greyer bring home the $1 million Rolex Grand Prix and 2026 US Open champion. All games airing on the ESPN networks that stream live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of Wellington International and ESPN.